A lot of Christmassy stuff, including one thing, right? Why am I racing?
I don't know.
I have to slow down.
Calm down a second. Take a breath while I tell you what Bob has said on Facebook.
What has Bob said on Facebook?
Bob wants to remind all the men out there.
Yeah.
Men, it's officially time to start thinking about Christmas shopping. It's not
right.
crime to actually do it.
No, you
but
wouldn't.
definitely start thinking about it.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Well, the problem now is even if you go onto Amazon, a lot of places can't confirm delivery by Christmas.
Right. You better do overnight stuff. I mean, if you haven't shopped for your loved one for Christmas, then that's the
go to the small stores and shop locally.
Yeah, just do it. But if you have to send it somewhere, you're in trouble. You have to go overnight, FedEx or whatever, overnight stuff, and it's going to cost you.
Not only that, if you live in an apartment complex, the delivery room where they have package rooms now, it's just madness.
Yeah.
I hate when my package is mishandled.
Thank you. It's 3:11 already. Holy cow, with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. By the way, to put us in the Christmas spirit, we were talking about Christmas shopping. I have a list of some of the Kimmer's longtime toy list that you should avoid if you're doing last-minute Christmas shopping. For example, Lil Unabomber chemistry set. That might not be a good one for little Johnny or Timmy. How about Barbie, Ken, and Ken's longtime companion, Matthew? The doll set. How about Gulp, the coin swallowing game? Again, some of these are not really meant for. How about adorable wind-up monkey with a powerful taste for human flesh? Again, some of these toys.
Is bag of glass on there?
Bag of pus and bag of glass. Irwin Mainway's bag of glass. And one of my favorites, Tickle Me Fang Fang. So again, these are just some of the 2023 toys available for the little boys and girls. Anyway, 404-741-1230. Always a pleasure to have you aboard. And I can't believe that I pulled off the damn thing with. I'm so freaking.
And no mistakes, nothing. I mean, you did it by yourself. All by yourself.
I did it by myself. And now to celebrate a Kimmer Christmas poem.
Uh-oh.
Oh, fruitcake, why are you heavy like a rock? And why do people keep sending you to me? I really wish they'd stop. Your texture's like rubber, your fruit is like chewing gum. No one would ever give you as a gift if they ever had eaten some. I've tried regifting you, but you keep coming back. If I have to look at you one more time, I think I'm going to crack. I really hate to be wasteful, and I don't like to act rash, but I just can't take this fruitcake anymore. You're going in the trash. Merry Christmas.
Goat Redneck Poet has a poem for you as well.
Excellent.
He informs us of birthdays, from Ethiopian princes to the creation of gas. He reports on the top headlines like how he lost his great man ass. I'm on the edge of my seat. Can't wait for the Kimmer show. I'm really in 2 birthdays and cringeworthy info I don't need to know.
Well, you're going to get a lot of it today, mister. I got a whole list of history stuff that no one else has. And by God, I'm going to give you all of it. 3:13. And we have Christmas stuff. We have a Christmas
and a surprise.
We have a surprise. Oh, I love surprises. Unless it's the kind where, I have to call a lawyer. But 3:13, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, Christmas time.
You are the father.
I wasn't even there that weekend.
The Morning Extra with Todd, Rhino, and Los.
You get the distinct impression that there is the establishment Republicans that are here, that are doing their thing, and that whatever just ushers this process along. Nothing to see here. Let's just keep it moving. Hey, we got our governor. Yeah. That's what we're able to line out. Wait a minute. But if you actually do a forensic audit, now you actually find what's really going on and what's going wrong. But
they don't want that.
No, because you've staked your entire process as being fair, clean, everything else.
The most secure in history. Right. I mean, that's a bold statement knowing that that's not the case.
The Morning Extra. Now every morning from 6 to 10 a.m. Only on Extra 106.3.
Hey Atlanta, it's Ben, host of the Weekend Ben Burnett Show, right here on Extra 106.3, Atlanta's all-conservative talk station. Each Saturday and Sunday at noon, you can catch my show where we talk about all the issues, local, national, and global. If you miss an episode, you can catch all my content at the Podcast Park where I put out new episodes of the Ben Burnett Show on Tuesdays and Thursdays, featuring long-form interviews with the people who create your perspective. Thanks for listening to Extra 106.3, Atlanta's all-conservative talk station. See you around, Atlanta.
Rhino here for my elves over at True Prep. Don't give a tie or socks or even that thoughtless gift card from a big box store. No, show you put some care and thought into their gift by giving them a gift from one of the most unique stores in Atlanta, True Prep. And as an added bonus, for every $50 value spent on a gift card, True Prep will give you a bonus card with a $5 added bonus. Stop by in Marietta on Cobb Parkway or online at trueprep.com. That's TRUprep.com. Prepare today for a worry-free tomorrow at True Prep.
Hey Atlanta, it's Mark from the Safe House again. It's time to just lock them up. Just lock them up. And I bet you think I'm talking about Lying Joe and Hunter Biden. And while that's a great idea, what I'm really talking about are things like guns, important paperwork, and extra cash you may have just laying around the house. The deals on Safe are hot. Drop by the Atlanta Safe House and save hundreds and hundreds of dollars on a quality safe. No appointment needed. Drop by the showroom in Ackworth and let the safe experts help you pick the safe that's right for you. Or go to atlantasafehouse.com.
You've heard the buzz about IT jobs in cybersecurity and AI, right? Why not prepare for a career in these fields and take advantage of the high demand? You could enjoy a more rewarding and recession-resistant lifestyle. Train in just a few short months at My Computer Career. No experience necessary. Already in IT? Skill up for positions employers need to fill. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation. That's mycomputercareer.edu. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including the GI Bill.
The Kimmer Show, live until 6 p.m. on Extra 106.3. And start your day the right way tomorrow morning with the Morning Extra from 6 to 10 a.m. on Extra 106.3.
Look out, it's only me and it's only the Kimmer and Pete and Flounder. And a weird, rare song here. I think this is the one, right? Daryl somebody? Daryl Banks? Where do you hear about this? I had no idea.
Walk right on in. Stretch out your arms.
This is a guy named Daryl Banks.
Let the love light shine on my
And on this day in 2014, a single record dubbed the rarest record in the world sold for about $20,000 at auction in London. The pressing of Daryl Banks's Open the Door to Your Heart was thought to be the only copy in circulation. He toured with soul singer Jackie Wilson, only released 2 albums before he was killed in Detroit in 1970, shot in the neck by an off-duty police officer who had been having an affair with his girlfriend. Open the Door to Your Heart was his only hit. Now, why would it be the rarest record in the world? So some guy sang a song, what the hell?
Who cared?
I don't, but it's a whole thing. I mean, it's a whole history thing here written down here. So it's not, I'm sorry, I had to pass it along.
Because it's on this day in music history.
Because, listen, we do not question our musical director, Flounder. If it's on there, Pete, it's on there. I don't just go
you know how many people
on my own.
Pressed one? You can go to Sun Records in Memphis right now and record a single.
Well, we should do that.
I thought about doing it.
We should do it. We should do it like a really cool.
That's a cool place to visit. They got a little place you can get something to eat there and a chocolate sundae, and it's very nice.
They have something you can record an entire album and it comes out on vinyl.
Really?
Yeah. You make a single right there and walk out with it. Yeah, wow. Like Elvis did.
Pretty cool. 319, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Here's the number, 404-741-1230, 741-1230. Our birthday list includes Chris Robinson, American musician, singer with the Black Crowes, brother of the guitar player Rich Robinson. The Black Crowes, of course, had that big hit after they threw me out of the band on that one, Hard to Handle. They also had the Southern Harmony and Musical Companion with the British something or other. It's a guy I don't remember.
One of their favorites. My favorite songs is something they did called Remedy. That's a great song, Remedy.
Really?
It's like the old, like an Allman Brothers type thing. It's really cool. Mm-hmm. By the way, how weird is it that you got the Allman Brothers? Yeah, that's it. That's Remedy. It's very Stones.
Black Crowes.
Black Crowes.
Nice long intro.
Good rocking song.
Tell your story. What you were saying.
Dickie Betts and Keith Richards both turned 80 within a week or two of each other. How weird is that?
I know.
Two of the greatest guitar men in the history of rock and roll.
Outrageous. On this day in history, as we listen to a little musical background there, 1606, the Susan Constant, the Godspeed, and the Discovery all set sail from London. When they landed at Jamestown, Virginia, It was the start of the first permanent settlement in America. Those were the ships that started it all in 1606. Am I right? There you are.
All right.
Yes.
It's time for the annual tradition.
All right, what do we do now?
The annual tradition.
Well, we've only been here for a few months. We don't have an annual tradition.
The grocery bag of Christmas gifts.
Bag of things. Oh, well, now, wait a minute here. What is all this?
That's your bag of gifts? And Flounders?
Well,
Flounder got the really nice bag.
Well, sure. Well, he's, younger and he has the girlfriend.
But you have a very nice Trader Joe's.
This is a wonderful bag. Now, I just gave you a little tiny gift of something for Christmas time.
You did? Okay.
So I opened this. Are we doing this? Or?
Yeah, go ahead. Show the people what you have.
This is, all right, this is a box.
It's a box.
With a special tooting horn flute. Now, hold on a second. I got to say, is this a... how do you open it?
I don't know.
Oh, my God.
I got three.
Oh, here we go.
I can't open it.
Wait a minute. Oh, God. Oh, this is so cool.
So no more harmonica. Now we can use that at the end of the show.
No. This is not a musical horn.
Is this for my ear? Is this an old ear? Oh, my God. This is an ear. This is one of the old-fashioned hearing horns where you stick it in your ear, buddy, literally. Stick out. In fact, I'll try it. I've got to take off my ear.
No, don't do that.
Oh, hold on.
Don't do that. It'll screw them up.
Well, now, wait a minute. I'm going to take one off. I'm going to just pull that out. All right, I'll say something.
Hey,
I can actually hear you.
Old man. Hello.
Hello
there.
It's very tinny, but I can hear.
Whippersnapper.
Oh my God, that's hysterical. It's actually very tinny, but I can hear it. Sorry.
See if you can get that on the plane. Take that to Colorado and see what happens.
Now I got to put this stupid thing back. I hate these.
That's why I say you shouldn't have taken it out in the first place.
I hate everything about them.
This is you. There's something for Veronica in there as well, by the way.
Oh my God.
All right, let's see.
I would have gotten some for the dog too, but the dog's never met me.
Anyway. Well, thank you. That's fantastic. And there was something else in there too. Oh my God, there's even more. This is dogs pooping in beautiful places. A calendar of dogs taking a dump in the beautiful, flowery environment of our
beautiful.
world. Oh my gosh, that's fantastic.
That's probably for her since it's a medium, I think.
And we have the fabulous Girl Scouts Thin Mints Seasoning Blend.
I put that on ice cream. You think that was some vanilla ice cream or something?
Oh my God, I didn't know they had that. Does the Girl Scouts sell this? Or the store sell? I wonder who's the Girl Scouts must get part of the money. Holy cow, that's unbelievable thing. And there's something else. What the hell we got in here? This would be.
Thank you, Pete.
You're welcome.
This would be.
Be here tomorrow,
oh my God! This is one of those famous eggs that are worth $17 million.
Fabergé egg. I got you. You're absolutely right.
A Swifty. Oh, it's a Swifty mug for fans of Taylor Swift. Oh, that's so cute. With the little pink, his little pink inside. It says Swifty, a loyal superfan of the greatest American singer and songwriter of all time. Noun, Swifty. Oh my God, Pete, you are too much. You are absolutely too much. Anyway, thank you so much.
Official Swifty now.
Well, that's it.
I'm waiting to see the month by month of dogs pooping in beautiful places.
I'm going to post one every 30 days. Well, that's very kind of very sweet. 323 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. 404-741-1230. 741-1230. Some of the other things going on at Christmas. I'll get to the news here in a second. Just we're kind of getting in the Christmas mood here. Some of the David Letterman has come out with some of the least loved Christmas stories from years past. I hope we don't see them again this year. Amal and the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling is going to be appearing special on ABC. The Sweatiest Angel, again, that to me
that's sacrilegious.
Christmas story. Santa's 3-day eggnog bender. Again, these are not appropriate for children in any way. My God, man. All right, well, it's 324. Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder goofing around.
It's that time of year for the Evan Williams pre-mixed whiskey and eggnog bottle. Have you seen those things?
I have.
Man,
I haven't seen them. I do it every year, don't they? I think you told me about this last year. I'm not a big eggnog fan. Although, I'll take it back. If I make the eggnog, you know how I make eggnog? I take milk and lots of sugar and a couple of eggs and raw eggs and some vanilla extract and maybe a little vanilla ice cream and whip that baby up in a blender, and that's my eggnog. I don't really put liquor in it, but if I'm having eggnog, it's like sweet. sugar milk milkshake.
Mayfield makes a good one, but I'm telling you, that pre-mixed Evan Williams one, I found that about 10 or so years ago. That was holy. When I was still drinking.
Too easy, does it?
That's good stuff.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, by the way, 325. Before we get into the newsy things of the country is just literally, I mean, I can't believe what they did in Colorado. And I have to go there to see my family, who are, I guarantee you, celebrating. They're jumping up and down. Oh, thank God we've kept them off. I promise you they are ecstatic.
Do they know anything about history or civics or any of that?
But that doesn't count. They were, again, Sarah is, has a master's degree, raised in Chicago. I mean, where she got her education in high school, and then went to university of two of them to get her and they're the product of the modern educational system.
Yep.
And there you are. I mean, that's
indoctrinated. Yeah.
But this story really got me. In Clayton County in Riverdale, you can see the picture of this woman if you look for it. This was earlier this month, a couple of days ago, in Clayton County, Riverdale. A woman walks into the Waffle House in Riverdale, and she's got a Waffle House hat on over her kind of a big black sort of a what do you call it, a do-rag almost thing. She's wearing a big, like a black hat cover, and then she has a Waffle House hat on top of that. She walks into the Waffle House and starts working at the restaurant. And she's there for a couple hours, and then eventually she walks over to the register and the tablet. She opens up the register and takes out all the money and walks away. And it turns out she didn't work there at all. She was just a woman. She walked in with a hat on and started serving the customers and going to the cash register, and eventually walked out with all the money. And they still don't have her. She got away.
I hope they don't get her.
And she's kind of elderly and black and looks, just like a street bum.
That's American ingenuity right there.
You got to give the woman credit. I mean, what the balls on this chick? I mean, seriously.
I'd hire her right now.
Like the balls of a rhinoceros. Just walks in or starts working and takes the money. Oh my God!
Well, she worked for it.
Nobody can explain how no one stopped her and no one said, "Hey, who are you?" I mean, she showed up at like midnight or something, and so, oh, good, we got to know the shift worker or something. Yeah. I mean, what a scheme!
Yeah, Bob hired me.
And then she takes off and with the money. My God, they don't even know how long they were stepping in, working there. A couple hours, they believe. And the manager on duty said, "Well, I wasn't there when it happened. I don't know what the hell was going on, but can you imagine me just the balls on that
Where
chick.
Was that?
In Riverdale.
Riverdale, Georgia?
Riverdale, Georgia, Clayton County, yeah.
Well, Clayton County.
Yeah.
Everything's explained.
Yeah. I don't have the which one it is. I guess there's probably more than one in Riverdale. But anyway, it's Riverdale, Clayton. That's just hard to freaking believe. 328. And again, before we get to the Trump stuff, a judge in Colorado a federal judge in Virginia, rather, has ruled now that they can go ahead and take down, and I guess they have taken it down, the statue or the memorial.
Reconciliation.
The Reconciliation Monument to the end of the Civil War. And it was to celebrate the end of it and coming together and starting anew and all that kind of stuff. And the plaintiffs, who are a bunch of screaming liberals, said, "Oh, we don't, we got to get rid of that statue after various laws are passed." And so the folks who tried to fight it, according to the judge, failed to make clear how it was in the public interest to leave the memorial in place, and they failed to prove how the plaintiffs were likely to suffer irreparable harm. One thing the plaintiffs claim, the guys who tried to keep the statue, they claim that it would harm them if it left, and among other things, it would ruin all the graves that are right nearby or buried underneath and so forth. So the judge said he went to the site himself and said, "Oh, I don't see how that's going to affect the graves." And that's how he made the decision to say, hey, so he did his own investigation of evidence. It's outside the courtroom. Instead of ruling on the law, he went to see whether, juries aren't supposed to do that. Juries are not, unless the judge orders them to. Juries can't just on their own.
I don't care that he did that. What I care about is we didn't keep our word.
Right.
When he put that up, it was for the reconciliation of the country.
Right.
And we put that there to keep in our memory the people who died fighting for and against this country. And what did he do? He just erased it.
And what's worse to me is that it's at Arlington National Cemetery. Yeah. This isn't some cornerstone in Keokuk, Iowa. This is some shopping center. This is Arlington. That's unconscionable.
Keep pushing us.
It's 3:30. Timber Pete and Flounder, and we got the Trump stuff coming up, and happy Christmas stuff too, including another Christmas story. I think, and a warning. I got a Kimmer warning. They pulled a scam on me, and I'll share it with you in a second. Coming up 3:30. Look out, here we go.
Start your day with live and local conservative talk with Tug, Rhino, and Carlos Medina on the Morning Extra.
You have a farmer over in California that allowed CNN to come on to his area, and he's like, they just stream across my yard the entire day. And CNN is looking at it and they're like, well, this isn't a port of entry. He's like, yeah,
you think?
I know. Again, video the entire day of these people just rolling in, and then CNN tries to do the whole like, well, it doesn't seem it's as secure as they've been saying it is. I'm like, it took you 3 years to get to this point? I'm like, who drew the short straw to have to go file this report?
The Morning Extra, now every morning from 6 to 10 a.m., only on Extra 106.3.
It's the Subaru Share the Love event. So put a little love in your heart this holiday season at Subaru of Gwinnett. You're going to love the full line of new Subarus in stock now, from the Outback and Forester to the Legacy, Crosstrek, and BRZ. Each Subaru built to superior safety standards to protect your loved ones. You know, it's a fact. Subaru owners show a lot of love, especially to the environment and those in need. So right now, during the 2023 Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru will donate $250 to your choice of charities with any new Subaru lease or purchase. Visit Subaru of Gwinnett for complete details and log on to SubaruofGwinnett.com for amazing lease and financing offers on all new Subaru models. This holiday season, drive a Subaru and share the love, and Subaru will pay it forward with a $250 donation to your choice of 5 charities. Subaru of Gwinnett, Satellite Boulevard, Duluth. Subaru will donate $250 to purchaser or lessee selected national and hometown charities. Log on to Subaru.com/share or call 678-475-3500 for details.
It's now days before Christmas and you're shopping for others, but there's no need to stress because they're Solomon Brothers. Whether for mom or dad, your husband or wife, you'll find the right gift for the love of your life. Now let me tell you why it's worth the drive. A 3-carat tennis bracelet for $29.95. Rings and bracelets, watches and more, all waiting for you. Just visit a store. There's no gift like jewelry at just the right price. So shop at Solomon Brothers and you'll find something nice. In Buckhead, Alpharetta, and Peachtree City, online at SolomonBrothers.com.
This holiday season, make memories with loved ones at the Savoy Automobile Museum, located just off I-75 in scenic North Georgia. Immerse yourself in a world of intriguing cars and great company. Visit our 5 exhibits, and when hunger strikes, savor a delightful meal at the Savoy Cafe. And don't forget to stop by the Savoy gift shop to pick up a gift for the holidays. Create cherished moments with family and friends at the Savoy Automobile Museum, just a short drive from Atlanta. Open Tuesday through Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Step into the great outdoors with Realtree, Georgia's very own outdoor company. Hi, I'm Bill Jordan, and I'm here to tell you about the incredible experiences that await you and your loved ones. At Realtree, we've dedicated ourselves to creating quality products and experiences that enhance your outdoor lifestyle. Whether you're an experienced hunter or a novice angler, Realtree has everything you need to make your outdoor adventures a success. Visit Realtree.com to discover a world of possibilities. Realtree, family, friends, and the outdoors.
The legend Neil Bortz is only on Extra 106.3. With daily commentary you'll hear throughout the day. And he's on live with the Morning Extra every Tuesday morning at 7:30. Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3. And catch all of Neil's commentary on the Extra app.
All right, hold on.
Christmas tunes.
Excuse me?
Christmas bumpers.
I know this is not Michael Jackson, so I'm clearly reading a long list.
This is Clarence Carter. He's not on the list. It's just me. I like some of the holiday bumpers.
I like holiday bumpers. With the Timber Pete and Flounder, 3:34. Nice to have you. We've already got a phone call coming up here just a second. Our birthday list includes Alan Parsons, British studio audio engineer, musician, record producer.
Genius.
He was involved, Alan Parsons, involved with the production of the Beatles' Abbey Road and Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, for which Pink Floyd credited Alan Parsons as an important contributor. Parsons' own group, the Alan Parsons Project, released several albums. Alan Parsons is 75 years old today.
Did a lot of his own stuff, too. His first few albums were fantastic.
Really?
I, Robot was great.
I have no idea. Let's see. Oh, by the way, we talked about Arlington. In fact, we're going to talk about it some more here in a second. On this very day in 1860, South Carolina becomes the first state to secede from the Union. And on the same day, 4 years later, 1864, Confederate forces evacuate Savannah as Union General William Tecumseh Sherman continues his march to the sea.
You mean the war criminal?
The war criminal who slaughtered and destroyed the way for people could live and eat off the land and their animals.
Turned pretty much a mechanized modern army against a civilian population.
Yeah. Well, again, this is why we don't really have a war, and maybe we'll have another one coming up if they go to the courts and keep doing this stuff they're doing like the Trump. They're going to have it all over again. I'm telling you, I'm not calling for a revolution. I'm not calling for an insurrection. But I'm hoping if the court lets this stand in Colorado and the other states all of a sudden say we're keeping Trump off the ballot, I hope there's an insurrection because the country's going to need one.
In 1860, the Democrats took Abraham Lincoln off the ballot.
Well, there you are.
What happened a year later?
I'm telling you, they're asking for it. The Supreme Court better get on their ass right now and mow Ricky Tick and say, we're not dicking around with you people. We're going to throw this thing out and start over. You're a bunch of crap. Shame on them.
If the Republic isn't worth fighting for, then nothing is.
Anyway, how can you try to support democracy by getting rid of democracy and not allowing people to vote for the president they want to vote for? I mean, come on.
Half the country voted for him. Half the country thinks the election was stolen.
Yeah.
And you're going to say, no, you don't count.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, 100 million people don't have to live under a government they don't like.
When the courts decide whether you can vote for president, we are in big freaking trouble.
It's over.
3:37. Let's get to the phones. We have Tim in Roswell, the famous Roswell Tim family. Hey, Tim, you're on the radio, man. What's going on?
Hey, Kimmer, one of the few moments I was still awake in history class, it seems to me like that property that Arlington is at belonged to Robert E. Lee. Wasn't that his home farm?
They took it from him.
Yeah, they stole it.
They took it from him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but using their theories, we need to dig all those heroes up there and move them to better property.
My God, holy cow. I'll bet you, I wonder whether Marjorie Taylor Greene or somebody like that, or Boebert, that little hottie, would suggest a bill to remove all of the patriots from Arlington and put them somewhere else to show that we can no longer have a national cemetery because now it's used for political purposes. It's destroying the whole nature of what Arlington is supposed to stand for. This is outrageous.
Yeah.
Tim, I love it, man.
Semper
Fi, my buddy at 333. Honestly, I'm really worked up about this. And I think
technically it was a war between the states.
Well, it was uncivil war. Yeah, I know. There's no way. I still call the rebel flag or the Confederate flag, and it's actually the
battle flag
of the army. So I mean, it's just what you're used
and that's
to.
What it stood for until it was taken by the Klan and usurped, and now it's become a symbol of hate.
Yeah.
When that's not what it started out of. It was just the symbol of that army.
Yeah, let's all get jackets.
Well, too many good people stood by and let the Klan get away with it.
Yeah, that's true.
And so
that's true. Anyway, this is unbelievable. Just hard to believe. Colorado taking Donald Trump off the ballot. And they used the word, the Democrats used the word insurrection the very first day that the mostly peaceful Ashley Babbitt Day protest happened, January 6th. And they started using the word insurrection when no one's ever used that word in a sentence. I guarantee you that no one listening right now has used the word, as of January 6th, had not used the word insurrection in a sentence in maybe ever, unless you're reading a history book or reading a law book or some, honestly, that word was not in our vocabulary until Democrats said, oh boy, this will be a way to get Trump. We can turn this around against him because it's in the Constitution. We can keep him off the ballot.
A lot of reaction to this, too. The liberal Glenn Greenwald says, after 2016, first Brexit, then Trump's win, Western elites decided that the populations could no longer be trusted with basic freedoms. They choose and they think wrong, which led to censorship and disinformation regime, and now they're barring the leading candidate from running, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. Trump blocked from the ballot in Colorado. When a court in another country disqualifies an opposition candidate from running, we say, that's not a real democracy. Well, now it's happening here.
Here we are. We talk about Venezuela and Cuba and all the country, the Eastern European countries for years under iron rule and so forth.
Kennedy says, I'm not a Trump supporter. If I were, I wouldn't be running against him, but I want to beat him in a fair election, not because he was kicked off a ballot. Let the voters decide.
This is shameful. Honestly, I can't believe that your basic old-fashioned modern Democrat is in favor of this.
I don't think they are.
Honestly,
they're afraid of the young Democrats is what's happened here.
Well, they've been usurped. It's the squeaky wheel. These people, all of a sudden, Black Lives Matter, Antifa, the social conscience of Ocasio Bangbango Stupidio, and all those leftists. It's unbelievable. And it just and because of your stinking cell phone, all of a sudden, we're all in there goes my phone. I guess we're all in this together. All those damn cops beat up a guy again. It's just despicable. And now you just saw the headline. California is now figuring out how they can do the same thing Colorado did.
Their lieutenant governor's looking into it.
Well, Brett Baer mentioned last night there are similar pending legal actions to keep Trump off the ballot in the following areas: Wyoming, West Virginia, South Carolina, Alaska, Texas, Wisconsin, Nevada, Virginia, New Mexico, New Jersey, Oregon, New York, and Vermont. Key swing states: Pennsylvania, a heavily Democratic state Supreme Court. What do you think they're going to do? They're spitting at the bit on this. They're going nuts. Jonathan Turley, the law professor at George Washington University, love this guy. Strikingly undemocratic. This is a time when we actually need democracy. We need to allow the voters to vote. We need to hear their decision. And the court just said, you're not going to get that in Colorado.
Well, we can do some action here. I call right now for a boycott of Colorado. I don't think anyone should spend any money there. I don't think anyone should go there. I don't think anybody should
traveling to. Sorry.
Wait a minute.
This is going to be a disaster.
When you get there, you should be like, so what's the news in Colorado?
Yeah, going, how you guys doing?
Get a Trump shirt.
How come you're all so happy all of a sudden?
Wear a Trump shirt on the plane. Wear a Trump shirt there in the Denver airport.
MAGA hat.
Get a MAGA hat
on. Well, I guarantee you I'm going to be having on one of my, either this, I'm going to have my black motorcycle jacket with, Marine Corps and American flag stuff all over
Trump.
it. Or my other one,
Just take it off before the family shows
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 342. Flounder, let's play Vivek here. Even Vivek Ramaswamy says that he's going to do something about this as a protest, and other folk and people in Colorado, the Republican Party, are saying you don't have to because we're going to take care of it for you. First of all, reaction, Vivek Ramaswamy.
They have just tried to bar President Trump from the Colorado ballot using an unconstitutional maneuver that is a bastardization of the 14th Amendment to our U.S. Constitution. This was a provision, Section 3, that was designed to bar Confederate members, people who switched to the Confederacy, from actually being able to serve. That's very different than what's at issue here, to say the least. This is a hollowed-out husk of what the country was built on. The basic principle that we, the people, select our leadership, not the unelected elite class in the back of palace halls. That's old world Europe, not the United States.
Thank you.
That's why I'm making a pledge today that I will withdraw. I pledge to withdraw from the Colorado GOP primary ballot unless and until Trump's name is restored. And I demand that Ron DeSantis and Chris Christie and Nikki Haley do the same thing, or else these Republicans are simply complicit in this unconstitutional attack on the way we conduct our constitutional republic. I refuse to be complicit in that. I think what they're doing is wrong, and I think it's up to Republicans to step up and stand up with a spine for our country's future. That's really what's at stake, whether we, the people, actually have a say in deciding who leads this country. Yes, it would be easier for other Republicans like me who are running in this race to say, hey, if Trump is sidelined, there's our opportunity. No doubt other candidates are probably privately celebrating with their corporate sponsors. That's not the right thing to do. I think the most useful thing that every GOP candidate can do right now is to join me in that pledge. I'll say that I will withdraw from that Colorado GOP primary ballot until Trump's name is restored. This belongs to the people, not to the unelected Democratic cabal of judges in Colorado or any other state. And I demand that Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley and Chris Christie do the same thing, or else they're complicit in what this security state is trying to do to shut down Trump. I stand by that, and I expect them to do the right thing.
That's Vivek. And by the way, the Colorado GOP says, well, you don't have to worry about that because they're assuring him you won't have to do it because we will withdraw from the primary as a party and convert to a pure caucus system if this is allowed to stand. By the way, Trump's spokesman said they were going to file appeal last night and made some comments. Obviously, the Supreme Court of Colorado had a completely flawed decision. We'll swiftly file an appeal, request a stay of this deeply undemocratic decision. We have full confidence the U.S. Supreme Court will quickly rule in our favor, finally put an end to these un-American lawsuits. If they don't, honest to God, because other states are going to get away with it. If they did it here, then they can do it. I mean, if the Supreme Court lets this stand, that means states can
decide who you vote for.
He was never charged with insurrection. Donald Trump has never been charged or convicted of insurrection. How can they say, well, he's guilty of insurrection, so we're going to keep him off the ballot because he's guilty of insurrection?
Because they say it.
It's just hard to freaking believe. 3:45. Wow, we got so much more and more Christmassy stuff and happy things with the Christmassy stuff too. With the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 4:45, 106.3. Join us if you'd like. We'd love to hear from you too. Look out! Here we go.
Smelling good. People coming over, grandma's on the way.
The Morning Extra with Todd, Rhino, and Los.
Jerome Powell says this fiscal path, $33 trillion in debt, $50 trillion in debt by 2030. We can't be on this path and be a healthy nation. I despise these liars and these thieves of ours and our kids' future. They've raped and pillaged America. They nor their families will suffer because of their poor decision, but ours will.
The Morning Extra, now every morning from 6 to 10 a.m., only on Extra 106.3.
Hey, Atlanta, it's Tug. Get ready to kick winter to the curb with Central Heating and Air Conditioning. Picture this, a home where cold can't touch you, where warmth and comfort reign supreme. That's the promise of Central Heating and Air Conditioning. And now, for a limited time, Central is offering up to $2,000 in rebates on qualifying Carrier systems. Yes, you heard right, up to $2,000 in your pocket. Why settle for cold when you can bask in the warmth of a brand new Carrier system? It's not just about comfort, it's about savings too. Central Heating and Air Conditioning is committed to bringing you the best in heating and air solutions. They're not just keeping your homes warm, they're keeping your pockets happy too. So, Atlanta, don't let the chill catch you off guard. Upgrade your old system today. Call them now at 770-GET-HEAT. That's 770-GET-HEAT. Central Heating and Air Conditioning, your Atlanta Carrier experts, are standing by to make your winter cozier than ever. When it comes to comfort and savings, nobody does it better than Central, where warmth meets excellence.
We're smart, we care, we're Central Heating and Air.
Hey, it's Los here with the one and only Rhonda Duffy. And you've heard my success stories about selling a home with Duffy, but Rhonda and her team also can help you buy your next home and save you big money.
One of the things that I am most proud of at Duffy is the way that we work with buyer clients. There's so much more inventory than what you're seeing online. Our clients experience that inventory, then they do their own searching. When it's time to make an offer, we take them through a process that is so data-driven that it's absolutely impossible for them to overpay for that property. Then at that point, we share our commission with them. That's right. That came from people sitting at closing saying, well, it must be nice to make tens of thousands of dollars when I found the home myself. So we built a whole model around it, and I really appreciate when a buyer says, what a great partnership.
When it's time to buy your next home, start with Duffy because money matters. DuffyRealtyATL.com.
DuffyRealtyATL.com.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
For the latest coverage of Israel at war, keep it right here on Extra 106.3 for Fox News updates at the top of every hour and the conservative voices you trust bringing you the latest.
We'll give them up if you stop the bombing. No. We're going to continue the bombing until you give them up.
To negotiate in any shape, form, or fashion would show vulnerability.
They're negotiating from fear.
And stream our coverage anytime on the Extra 106.3 app.
Pesci and the hot doorknob or something and ice water in his over the head. So I remember, kind of the gimmicks, but I don't remember what Filthy Animals was all about. So it's probably best we move on. Michael Jackson on this day in 2006. Now, see, I've wasted the musical thing, but now we don't even hear the music anymore.
Yeah, it's over. Keep moving.
2006. We're going till 6, right? 2006. We have to say the whole time. Ian Halperin claimed that. Do we have a phone call?
Yes.
All right, hold everything. Ian Halperin claimed that Michael Jackson was close to death on this day in 2006. The Rolling Stone magazine writer said Michael Jackson was suffering from a rare lung condition and needed a lung transplant. He also claimed that Michael Jackson had lost 95% of the vision in one eye and was so ill he could barely speak. Well, as we know, he was fine, and he's doing fine today and doing a lot of charity work. Our birthday list includes Jonah Hill, the actor, 40 years old today. All right, Jonah?
He's at,
he's a good guy.
Moneyball.
Yeah.
And what was the one with DiCaprio? They played the Wall Street. The Wolf of Wall Street. He was good in that, too.
He also played one of the undercover cops in some high school. Go back to Arrested.
21 Jump Street. That was awful.
What an you're thinking of Jump Street. Yeah, with Channing Tatum. I was thinking about the other one.
He was supposed to start filming a big movie about Jerry Garcia. He was going to play Jerry Garcia, and then when production was about to start, he ended up stopping because the fan base kind of pushed back a little bit because he didn't know enough history and the culture of the dead and all that. So the movie got put on hold.
He's an actor.
He's an actor. He's supposed to, please. Yeah, Superbad. You talk about overrated. That is an overrated movie.
McLovin.
Unbelievable.
I don't, still to this day, why is that funny? McLovin. Why is that funny?
It's just, if you look at the kid and you look when you were in high school to go get a fake ID, the whole purpose of having a fake ID was to have the most normal name, nothing that stood out. And the fact that he had McLovin
I must have been the luckiest man. In Gwinnett County, when we were 16, 17, no one cared. Here's your beer. Get out of here, kid.
Yeah,
nobody checked any IDs.
I got away with buying once in my, and I'd just come from where I was working for a bricklayer. I think it was 18, 17. And I was working for and the age was 21. So, but I was working for a bricklayer, so I was covered in cement dust and dirty.
Where were you at the age of
stuff.
21 in the 60s?
No. I say the age to drink was 21. Where
was that? Because it was 18 here.
Oh no, it was 21 until. Well, I'm talking about 1962.
No. It was 18 here until what? The 90s or the 80s?
Not the 90s. No, I mean
80s maybe.
We used to,
but when we were high school, we drank when we were 18 legally.
No, we did. We had to go across state line.
We did, but not legally.
Most states were not.
Wow.
Not 18. We're 21.
I think Louisiana was the last holdout.
Because when we were in high school, we had a couple of friends that had fake IDs, or you knew the right gas station to go to where they wouldn't check.
Yeah. Let's see, 3:54. Let's get to Jesse. Jesse's on. Hello, Jesse. You're on the radio. Happy Wednesday, man. What's going on?
Hey, Kevin.
Yes, sir.
Hey, just wrote a quick little poem because I love your stories so much. You know, every time you tell them.
Oh, God. What have I started?
No, I actually mean it. Though.
Oh, you mean it? Oh, that's even better.
I really do.
I can't wait. All right, here we go. Here's Jesse with his poem.
It probably stinks.
Yeah.
Why I love Kimmer's stories. I love when Kimmer tells his stories, especially the ones we've heard. He tells them oh so often and never misses a word. Pete and Flounder ring the bell, and out the crickets chirp. But in the end, you can be sure, my friend, you'll be laughing having heard it again with a hup, ho, and a herp. I gotta go. You're killing me.
Thank you, Jesse. We need to get Jesse a hobby. No, it was why I joke. 3:55. Bizarre story. Oh, by the way, there was another what the hell's the update on the Trump thing? We were just talking about something, and then I was going to do something else.
An update on the Trump thing.
Well, I don't remember. Anyway, we'll have more reaction to it here as we go on. But here's a bizarre story. And then we got a bunch of Christmassy things. And wait to hear about what Cameron Diaz thinks is normal for married couples that she hasn't done yet.
I agree with her.
Well, we'll talk about that.
My grandparents did the same thing.
We'll talk about that here in a second. But first, it's a story of a drunk Texas driver, a 31-year-old Nestor Lujan Flores, who was found at a Jack-in-the-Box parking lot outside of Dallas, in Dallas County. And he apparently was slumped over the steering wheel of a car, and then he went inside to try to use his phone charger, and the employees inside the Jack-in-the-Box noticed that he had blood all over his shirt and all over his hands, and so they called the cops and said, there's a guy in the car. It looks like he's been in a wreck or something, so the cops showed up, and they say she said, well, the guy's so slumped over in the seat now. I just want to make sure he's okay. So the cops show up, and they found Mr. Flores slumped over the wheel of his car, and they also find the legless body of a man he ran over earlier in the night, still shoved in the passenger seat of the car.
Sitting up?
Yeah, sitting up there without his legs. The legs were back there in the road. You know, they found the legs a couple miles back. He apparently hit the 45-year-old homeless man who landed in the passenger seat without his legs. The suspect driver said, geez, I thought I hit a deer, man. Sorry, you know.
Was he on Ambien?
He was someplace. And then the cop said, man, this whole thing smelled like a brewery in his car. He was totally hammered. So he's, arrested for murder, You know
how much blood that would be all over the car?
Well, your legs chopped off in the car, and it's got to be a pool. And the floorboard of it's got to be a puddle.
Wasn't that one of the plots in Fargo a few years ago where she hit somebody or something? Or
oh God, I don't remember.
That was the chick from Spider-Man that you liked so much, Kirsten Dunst.
Oh yeah, no, she dropped a refrigerator unit on his head. Wasn't that the one? Wasn't that what
I thought she hit somebody with a car.
Well, maybe she did that too. But she was, wasn't she a killer? She dropped that. I think. Oh man, she was hot in a scary way. She's that scary chick hot.
She's the one you date.
Yeah, but you wouldn't let her fix a drink for you without checking it.
Couldn't sleep.
Yeah, chain her. You have to chain her to you. Let's see. 3.
This sounds awful well thought through for you here.
Oh, yeah. Well, I've spent a little time in this area of investigation. But first, another couple of Christmas toys to avoid. Coming up because it's kind of the last minute shot.
How long is this list? Spent all night doing this.
How about Mrs. Field's Easy Bake electric chair? That to me could be a little risky.
What does that even mean?
Dr. Nasal's instant earache featuring the ear inner canal crossbow.
Should have stopped at Dr. Nasal. That was funny enough.
Torture Me Elmo. Again, these are just ideas. And again, a Christmas special that you definitely want to avoid. A holiday visit from Salmonella. Again, these to me.
Or Salmon Rusty.
Or how about Christmas Eve at the all-male cinema? These, again, are just...
Why are those curtains waving over in the corner? The curtains are moving.
Mommy, why is that man screaming? 4 o'clock.
Pee Wee Herman?
2 to go. Made it to 4.
WFOM and W292EV Marietta, a Dickey Broadcasting Station. This hour is presented by Atlanta Safe House.
They're heading home. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. 10 Americans who've been held in Venezuela, including 6 wrongfully detained, are released in a prisoner swap.
Nicolas Maduro, the dictator ruler in Venezuela, agreed to release these 10 Americans in exchange for a Colombian businessman who the United States is releasing back to Venezuela, who's known as a Maduro ally.
Fox's David Spunt in Washington. Venezuela will also extradite a fugitive defense contractor known as Fat Leonard, who fled a federal sentencing in the U.S. The bigger picture is a promise of sanctions relief if Maduro follows through on commitments for a free and fair election. Colorado's Supreme Court shaking up the U.S. presidential race by kicking former President Trump off the state's primary ballot, a first-of-its-kind decision using an insurrection clause in the Constitution. Republican rival Nikki Haley just telling Fox News,
"We should have this race fair and square with him on the ballot just like everybody else."
Other Republican candidates have also criticized the decision. The Trump campaign calls it flawed and says it will be appealed to the U.S. Supreme Court. The president takes Bidenomics back on the road.
Great to be back. President Biden, ahead of the 2024 vote, returning to Milwaukee for a second time this year, targeting the black vote. In progress, the president tells the Wisconsin Black Chamber of Commerce that he's making with small businesses here in Wisconsin and across the nation.
Today, we're making sure Milwaukee is coming back and all of Milwaukee coming back.
The stop as polling shows President Biden underwater with voters on issues like the economy. Outside the venue,
Biden, you can hide.
The president was also met by hundreds of protesters over his handling of the Israel-Hamas war.
Fox's Jeff Manasso. A record streak is snapped on Wall Street. The Dow down more than 400 points at the bell. America is listening to Fox News.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-645-3530 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-645-3530. That's 800-645-3530. What do you have to lose? Call 800-645-3530. Again, 800-645-3530.
Oh, sorry. No, everything's fine. Look out. 403 with a Kimmer Pete flounder. Hey, how are you? 1999, Jimi Hendrix in the news on this day as readers of the British Guitar magazine voted Noel Gallagher the most overrated guitarist of the millennium. Jimi Hendrix was voted the guitarist of the millennium. Nirvana's Nevermind was best album. This is 1999. Again, when they were about, remember 201K, what was it? R2K? R2D2? What the hell was something that when they worried about the computers not doing
Y2K.
Y2K. Why? I knew it was something.
R2D2.
R2D2K, 2D2. Hey, Mole, give me a break. Our birthdays include, oh my God, this goes way back. This goes way back. I'm sorry, this is stupid, but I couldn't help it. If you ever watched the Mickey Mouse Club back in the days of Annette Funicello and all those guys, one of the members and the stars of the Mickey Mouse Club series was Tommy Cole. Tommy Cole is 82 years old. And that's just for old timers. And on this day in history, let's pick one here. Oh, here we go. I've written over my 1820. The state of Missouri needed families for the state to grow and prosper. 1820. So the state of Missouri started taxing bachelors between the ages of 21 and 50. $1 a year. If you weren't married, a bachelor in Missouri in 1820, they charged you $1 a year. 405, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. We love your phone calls. If you want to join us, Christmas stuff. We're kind of in a Christmas mood. Huge thing about this insurrection stuff, and I'm serious. We keep saying the average length of time that a culture lasts in world history. Pete Davis?
200 years.
There you go. Yeah. Maybe 250, 230. But if you look at, seriously, the Roman, go anywhere you want, go any section of history, and you will find that the average basic culture, civilization of a
civilization,
not a wandering nomad tribe and something, but your basic civilized area, country, civilization lasts about 200 years.
Think about England. It was on top from like the 1700s to World War I, and after that it started to sink.
And then boom, bam. And they're still obviously a country, but it's not like before.
It's not the same. No.
So again, this business with the insurrection, I'm like, it was never an insurrection. That's why they used the word, so they could use it now with the Constitution to keep Donald Trump off the ballot.
Arrogance of 100 million Americans. There's 300 plus, almost 400 now with the people coming over the border.
Yeah.
Okay, the arrogance of 100 million telling the other 100 and the other 100 million that are like in the middle and
Voters,
don't care who they can vote for.
Right.
That you have to live under our system, and by God, you're going to do it. And they think the 100 million are going to sit there and put up with it?
Yeah, and that's an all-liberal Supreme Court in an all-liberal state of Colorado. A liberal court has decided that you don't get to vote.
Was there 4 of them?
4. It was 7 members. 4 voted in favor of
2 Ivy League grads, 1 gay icon, and the other one, forget, what was the third one?
We have a jazz musician, an Ivy League scholar, and a gay guy.
He should be incarcerated just for being a jazz musician.
Yeah, well, there you are.
All the pain he's inflicted.
Jazz is just searching for the right note. Come on, you're killing me on this. Anyway, so, but still, I'm telling you, Pete just mentioned, breaking news today, California is now doing the same thing. Lots of other states are going to try to do the same thing. If the Supreme Court doesn't automatically and immediately say, no, you don't get to do that, if they don't, that means if it stands, I'm telling you, there's going to be a real insurrection.
Well, they're destabilizing our republic is what they're doing.
Well, they're preventing, they would be preventing me from voting. Because they're going to, whether states would, maybe in Georgia they wouldn't get away with it, but I'm telling you, they would prevent people like me, anybody, an American who votes for the other party, preventing you from voting. You can't, that's not a country. It's not a country. So anyway.
It's one thing to lose an election, and so you have to live under that for 4 years. You've lost the election. You try. It's another thing to say you can't even vote in that election.
Yeah. And again, the key word is Donald Trump has never been charged with or convicted of an insurrection or anything similar to it. So how could they possibly? The court decided on its own. Well, we think he probably would have been. There's enough evidence. We'll go ahead. We don't need any more. We're ready to vote. This is just outrageous. It's so undemocratic. Nazis do this. pretending to make a decision to vote this. Oh, they weren't going to do it in the beginning. Yeah,
it's a banana republic.
Venezuela. Anyway, it's a 408 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. We're going to do some more Christmas stuff here in a second. And also, in fact, let's do a little personal stuff. Cameron Diaz has an idea. The actress, has an idea that I think she thinks should become much more commonplace, and I'll bet maybe it is, but we'll talk about saving your marriage. You don't want
to talk about it now?
I'll talk about it now in 1 second. First, I want to pass along another scam warning. I mentioned before there are two ways that those gift cards you buy could be altered. One, people take the gift card and then take it somewhere and cut off the top part of it that has the silver thing in there that has the number on it. And then they put the rest of it back in the envelope and put it back on that rack. And the problem is you can't tell unless you
What are they doing with that silver lining?
Well, they can put it on another card and then go use it.
Huh.
It's a legitimate thing. It's like, and by the way, I have no experience with this, but if you get one of these chicks who call on you and says, "Well, I'll meet you, but you can pay me with a one of those cards you get at the grocery store or something," and then you'll say, "Okay, I'll bring it with me," and she'll say, "Well, just read me the number so I know it's real," and you read her the number, and then she takes the number and doesn't show up. So anyway, there's scams all over the place like that. I read about that in a booklet.
How many times have you fallen?
Well, no, I never. Well, let me pass along. Here's a scam that could happen to you. Police are warning about a brand new scam perpetrated at mostly exclusive malls in the Atlanta area. The victim, usually a man, loads his shopping packages into the car. He's approached by 2, maybe 3 young, attractive, hot chicks, look like, teenage college girls or something, begging for help. They're kind of distraught. The story usually is that one of the girls is trying to get away from an angry boyfriend, or they had a fight and they were at a party, their phones were stolen, they need a ride. They're in trouble and you want to help them out. So they might be crying, maybe a ride back to the nearest police station or just somewhere to get out of there or whatever. So you say, well, of course, once they're in the car, here's how the scam works. Once they're in the car, 1 or 2 of those cuties start making advances to you. Thank you for being so gallant. Oh, you're such a man. You're da-da-da-da-da. And then they start kissing you and touching you and fondling you and offering you to do stuff and things like that. And while they're, in the meantime, one of them's getting stuff out of your pants pockets, going through your pockets and grabbing cash or wallet or phone or other stuff like that. I'm telling you, they're warning about this. It's become so common. I myself was a victim at Avalon back in September. And then twice again last month and again tomorrow. So I'm telling you, the problem, you've really got to be very careful.
Vigilant
about these scams.
Vigilant even.
These hot babes can trick you.
This is horrible.
That's just
Harpies.
Terrible. Especially picking on men of a certain age.
Right.
It's like your stripper says she really loves you. She really admires you as a man. Sorry. Okay, here we go. Cameron Diaz says it should be normal that married couples should sleep in separate bedrooms. Cameron Diaz is married to her husband, Benji Madden. Cameron Diaz is 51, and she was on some episode of somebody's podcast or whatever, and they were talking about healthy lifestyles and things like that. Cameron Diaz said, we should normalize separate bedrooms. To me, I would have my house and you have your house. We have the family house in the middle. I'll go and sleep in my room. You go sleep in your room. I'm fine with that. If we have a bedroom in the middle, we can convene for our relation, she said, the mother of one. And her audience was kind of taken aback by it, but she said, well, I know it's not for me right now. I'm not doing it for myself. I'm not doing it. Before she got married, that's the way she thought. And this guy, Madden's the lead guitar player, backing vocals for the Good Charlotte group. He married Cameron Diaz 8 years ago, and they were introduced by Nicole Richie, and she's married to Benji's twin brother, of Cameron's twin brother. Anyway.
My dad's parents did that when we were kids. They both had their own room.
Well, if you're, they say...
all the old movies you see, they all have their own room.
Well, it comes to the point, one, if the issue is snoring, if you have a serious snoring issue, then you're going to drive somebody nuts. But the other thing is, if you have, funny legs where you're kicking stuff or pull the covers, or if you have, not violent, but if you're a physical sleeper where you're, up and going about, or if you
sweat like a pig.
Yeah, I mean, I can see there are definitely reasons why, if you both agree to it, although I should warn you that when it was made clear to me that I was no longer going to be in that master bedroom, that's when I called the lawyer, and that was the ball game. So just be very careful when you make a decision that's not a joint decision.
But I got no problem if people do, especially when they get older and you sit and you want to sleep at different times. Someone
watch
stays
TV
up,
late at night,
someone
or
goes to
read,
bed early. Which my grandmother stayed up all night, kind of like I do. And my grandfather went to bed early.
Your mother,
my mother's the same way because I will never say that she was like her mother-in-law, but
no, you wouldn't want to do that.
I wouldn't want to do that at all.
Yeah, no,
but
never.
It's like the last person I dated who would stay over, snored. The worst of anyone I've ever. And I'd have to get up and go on the couch.
Really?
I'd go on the couch.
There you are. Anyway, it's
being a gentleman. I wouldn't.
Just give her a shot in the ribs. You don't kind of roll her off the bed.
Put the hand over the face.
Yeah.
Hold the nose.
Hold her nose so she
starts gasping for air.
What happened, honey? What's the matter? You okay, baby?
You're having a bad dream.
Here. Let me go ahead and take the pressure off you. Sorry. Anyway, normalizing it. Well, I don't know. I'm not good. Thank God it doesn't make any difference anymore.
I don't see a problem with it if
you both agree to it, and it's the right thing to do. On the other hand, I guess if you really have always wanted to wake up in someone's arms and give that horrible overnight breath kiss in the morning just to give her a squeeze to start your day off, then you don't get to
Spooning's great for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then
there you go. 4:15, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder, 106.3. Look out. Here we go.
For the Bortz Report, exclusively on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3.
Oh, what a wonderful new battle we have coming up. Colorado has said Trump can't be on the ballot. Why not? He encouraged an insurrection. I'll have more to say on that one after I read the ruling. I owe you that much. So let's go to DEI. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. DEI is on the ropes. Companies, evil corporations, schools, businesses all over the place are bailing on DEI efforts, and DEI officers are looking for new positions and new jobs. This is wonderful news. Wonderful news for people who believe in themselves as individuals, not so great as people who embrace their group identity instead of their individual worth. DEI. Let's take it letter by letter. Diversity. Diversity is all about your group identification. Are you male? Are you female? Of course, are you black or are you white? These are your groups. You will get hired or promoted based upon your group membership. Individuality? Not so much. The individual is the enemy of liberalism. What about equity? Didn't you learn from the ground up that America was about equal opportunity? Equity isn't about equal opportunity. It's about equal results. Everybody ought to have the same amount of stuff. Everybody should have the same grades in school. Everybody should have the same chance at promotion, regardless of their individual merit. And then inclusion. You earn your place on the job. You earn your place in the hierarchy. You earn your place in society, again, based on your group identity, not your individual achievements or worth. Bye-bye DEI. Maybe bye-bye Donald Trump. But more on that later. Neil Bortz, Extra 106.3.
Normally on the morning show, we talk to everyone, but right now I want to talk to business owners. Hey, it's Tug. Do you need $250,000 or more to fulfill a dream of growing your business? Buying a building, building a building, buying out your competition, or buying into a franchise? And look, all the banks, they're in turmoil right now. They're afraid to do anything or loan to anyone. That's why you need to consider my friends, the Frost family, at First Liberty Building and Loan. Go to First Liberty firstlibertyga.com today. Fill out the simple form and see if you're a good fit for their program. See how they can help you, even in these crazy economic times, to grow your business. firstlibertyga.com. The Frost family have been helping businesses since the 90s. If you've got an opportunity, if you've got an idea, find out if First Liberty Building and Loan and the Frost family can help you achieve your goal. Make your dream come true. The banks aren't going to help, but now you have a secret weapon. The Frost family at First Liberty Building and Loan. firstlibertyga.com. That's firstlibertyga.com.
You've been listening to Ray Giudice for years. He's a smart guy. You know he knows DUI and criminal law. He's been in practice for over 30 years. But did you know Ray knows some of the best legal minds in the business? From labor contracts to real estate to divorce. Ray can help you through it all. He can put together the legal team you need. He's the guy you call when you've got legal questions. So call him at 404-964-4185. Ray Giudice. 404-964-4185.
With the holiday season upon us, convenience is king. You know, convenience, the state of being able to proceed with something with little effort or difficulty. Well, at RBM of Atlanta, we embody this philosophy. Convenience is our middle name. Meet our Mercedes-Benz pickup and delivery service. It gives you back time and money. Does your Mercedes-Benz need service? If so, we'll pick up your vehicle that's requiring service from your home or office and bring it back to our dealership for the required services. Once the services have been completed, we'll bring your Mercedes-Benz to you. With over 100 appointment times available every weekday, more than 50 appointments on Saturdays, and more than 200 courtesy vehicles in our fleet, we're here to serve. Find out today why we're a 2022 J.D. Power Dealer of Excellence, a 5-time winner, and Atlanta's only 7-time Mercedes-Benz Best of the Best winner. We're proud to be Atlanta's Mercedes-Benz connection since 1964. Pickup and delivery service restrictions do apply. Ask your service coordinator or service advisor for details.
I think it's time to get rid of that old, ugly garage door.
Get rid of it? All it needs is a quick repair. Where's my duct tape and WD-40?
This is Dan Watkins with All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors, and let us be the ones to tell you if you need a repair or a replacement. If you have a wooden or uninsulated steel door, a replacement will always pay for itself with energy savings. But if your door is insulated and not very old, put down the duct tape and let us come out to service your door the right way. Head to allfourseasonsgarages.com or give us a call.
Shelf?
I have heard of Elf on the Shelf.
Have you heard of returning your shopping cart to the freaking stall, you inconsiderate example of human depravity?
And again, my favorite thing is if some young little kid is in a public shopping parking lot, and some kid's pushing like 15 shopping carts toward in the thing, and I'll drive by and say, "Hey kid, someone else may want to use one of those."
They don't think that's funny.
They don't think it's particularly amusing. No, they don't. Our birthday list includes Peter George John Criscuolo is his real name, 78 years old. Peter Criss, co-founder, original drummer, occasional vocalist of Kiss. They scored the 74 hit single On and On, 78 number 11 rock and roll album, 26 weeks on the chart. And Criss established the Catman character for his Kiss persona. So there you are. And let's see, we have a birthday here. Sonny Perdue, Georgia, former agriculture secretary, and it was senator or governor or something.
Governor. He was a good guy.
Good guy.
Sonny.
Sonny Perdue is 77. years old.
He used to be with the regular guys all the time. He really was a nice guy.
He was a good guy. He was a guy you could talk to him, and he seemed reasonable and a decent guy, and I don't think he ever had real serious things.
He did what he was supposed to do. He achieved, and then he went into public service, and then he went back.
Yeah. So what? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I mean, he served.
And he did stuff in the Trump administration. He did stuff, and then he went back to his private life.
As you should. You should do if you want to help the community and do stuff as a politician. Then go back to your world.
What Joe Biden has done is abnormal. It's wrong.
Yeah, he's been doing it for over 50 years
since he was 29.
That's wrong. Yeah, and our date. Oh, we were talking about Cameron Diaz.
Yeah.
Well, on this day in 1995. No fairy tale marriage after all. The fantasy was just that, a fantasy. The death spiral of dashed dreams beginning now. But enough about me. Yes, on this day in 1995, the Queen of England says it's over. Prince Charles, the future killer, and his virginal Princess Diana should get a divorce, and right now. The Queen said, that's ball game. This is stupid. It was getting pretty bad.
The last season of The Crown is playing right now. They just got through with Diana's funeral. I'm slow in watching it. They just got through with Diana thing and the aftermath of Diana and all that stuff. And Will
was
Mania.
It brutal?
Yeah, it was. There was actually a point where you felt really sad for the whole lot of them for what was going on, especially the kids.
Yeah.
What on with the kids? What was my point? What was I going to say here? Oh, the Queen. The Queen was having supposedly nightmares about Tony Blair. She thought he was so popular that he was going to replace her. Basically.
Really?
And, she was so worried about him, which is so funny now because most English people now hate him because he got tied in with George Bush and drug him into that war.
Yeah. Wow, that's what I had no idea. By the way, let's give away tickets. You want to do that, Flounder? You want to do that, Al? Here, we have 2 tickets to go see Dr. Jordan Peterson. It's on March 15th at the State Farm Arena. Dr. Jordan Peterson is on sale now. Psychiatrist, professor, author, podcaster, State Farm Arena, Friday, Canadian, Friday, March 15th. And again, the scandal is that the Canadian authorities told him he had to go through training again because they called him, re-education camp, or he'd lose his doctor's license. I mean, it really is unbelievable. So he'll be at the State Farm Arena March 15th. If you want to buy tickets, go to livenation.com. We're going to give away 2 right now, 404-741-1230. Do they have to do anything or just whoever wants them? Because it's holiday. People are out shopping and busy, so if you want them, you can have them.
They have to kiss our tails.
Yeah, call me baby. Some girl, first girl calls me baby, or a guy calls Pete baby. Either way, it'd be fine.
No.
404-741-1230. Anyway, 404-741-1230. And we'll give you these 2 tickets March 15th next. Speaking of the relationships and so forth, and Christmas, this is making social media. A lot of people reacting to the story of a guy who wrote into Dear Jane. And he says, Dear Jane, my wife has been complaining for a couple of years now about her looks, and now they've changed, and she's aged, admitting to me that she's lost her confidence because of her sagging skin and wrinkles. I, the husband, reassure her she looks wonderful. I thought it might be an idea, though, to give her a bit of a boost in the form of her Christmas gift this year. So I spoke to a few of her friends. This is the husband writing. A place to go for plastic surgeons and purchased her a Botox and filler package. The staff assured me they'd work wonders for transforming her appearance and helping her recapture her youth. I'd never pushed my wife into getting any kind of cosmetic treatment, but she's been so upset about her looks, I really thought this would be the thing to lift her spirits. I never knew it would make such an expensive purchase by herself, and thought this was something nice I could do for her because she wouldn't spend the money. Well, my dream of surprising her Christmas Day was ripped away from me when the med spa where I bought the package accidentally emailed her the information ahead of time, basically giving away my surprise. So I figured, well, I'll just tell you about it early and give her the chance to pamper herself in time for the holiday season. Well, instead of being grateful or excited, my wife is furious. She accused me of making her feel ugly and told me I obviously think she looks hideous. If I want a trophy wife, I'd just go end our marriage right now and go get one, go to the sugar dating app for sugar daddies. And then she threatened to kick me out of the house. And it's been days and she still hasn't calmed down. What's even worse, she's crying every time she goes by a freaking mirror. I've tried talking to her, make sense and see my side of the things. I was proving to her I think she's beautiful no matter what age she's at, but she won't even speak to me. I'm not really sure what to do about her. I have a horrible feeling I've ruined Christmas. Signed, Not So Merry or Bright. Well, dear not so merry or bright, I'm sorry you've ruined Christmas.
She's a woman.
She's a chick. I'm sorry your wife has taken such an emotional stance. When you listened to what she was saying, you gave her the specific thing that you thought would bring her joy. It's a bit of a mess, not your fault, though. I would sit this one out, letting her cry as she sees fit. It all seems a bit over-emotional. So the best advice I can give is to stop engaging, stop playing the part you're playing in this particular dance, reassuring and apologizing when you thought the two of you, or you were doing the right thing. The two of you could presumably carry on like this through the new year, which won't be much fun for anybody. If you haven't calmly apologized and explained...
What?
If you haven't calmly...
He doesn't need to apologize to her.
We're not quite done yet. If you haven't calmly apologized and explained that you bought the Botox after she made the comments about her sagging skin, do so. And tell her you're happy to discuss it, but you're not going to engage in a drama that is not of your making. Disengage. I hope your Christmas is merry, and feel free to send the Botox and fillers to your favorite agony aunt.
That's
Anyway,
when
let her get
you
over
can't
it.
please them.
Nah.
You can't please them. By the way, John Green of Woodstock has won the Dr. Jordan Peterson tickets.
John Green, from the Woodstock Greens?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
It's Woodstock Greens.
They're going to be coming out. See if you can get them some tickets, too.
They're good people.
They are good people. They're the Woodstock Greens.
Flounder, did he kiss our tail? Did he tell us how great we were?
He was very thankful, and he's a big fan of the show.
Well, there you are.
Then. I guess that'll work.
Outstanding. By the way, coming up, some backlash when Miss France was crowned.
France.
Because of her hairstyle.
She's cute.
Not the hairstyle under her arms.
I like her.
I have a French chick story that I may have told on the podcast years ago. This chick tried to pick me up at a marketing meeting, and she had hairy armpits.
No.
She was actually French.
France.
I was visiting from the country. 4:30, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Here we go. Look out.
With international conflicts running hot and Israel at war, you can trust Extra 106.3 to bring you the latest breaking news throughout the day and the conservative voices you trust for all the latest.
Hamas is a terrorist organization, and anybody who supports the terrorist attack on Israel should be released from this country and sent away.
Israel at war, with live updates all day.
If 9/11 happened to us again today, I wonder what the hell the reaction would be.
From Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station, Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
It's 4:31, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. How's it going? I got your Christmas present. It's not too late to get to Atlanta Safe House. Check out atlantasafehouse.com. And by the way, if you're in the area in Ackworth, they have a showroom right there, Atlanta Safe House. I have bought 2 safes from these wonderful people, Jeff and Mark. These guys this is a non-woke company. They're concerned about your rights and your freedom. Remember that issue when the Liberty Safe people started giving out the master reset codes to the feds? Atlanta Safe House, if you have a Liberty Safe, they will replace the master reset code and give it to you, the customer, period, without goofing around about it. That's the kind of people they are here. And by the way, their safes, they have sales are going on. You're going to save hundreds of dollars. I've bought 2 of the big gun safes, and they can bolt those right into your concrete floor of your basement or your garage or anywhere you want. And it's not just the great big gun safes. In fact, they have pistol safes, which are very, very handy and convenient for when you have your weapon with you and you're traveling around and stuff like that. In fact, ladies, if your husband's a gun owner or vice versa, if you're getting your wife is just starting into the gun stuff, man, they got it all for you. Atlanta Safe House. Protecting your assets. I just had another Veterans Administration medical hearing, and of course couldn't answer the questions of the first time I was diagnosed with high blood pressure. How the hell am I supposed to... Anyway, lock up your medical records and your social records and your living will and your legal documents and your kids' medical stuff. All the things you want to savor and keep forever. Your high school prom flower, for crying out loud. All that stuff in your safe, including your Social Security card, which does not go in your wallet. Please tell them the Kimmer sent you. They've got all the top names and brands and great deals right now. The showroom in Ackworth and on the web. Check out what they can do for you right now. AtlantaSafeHouse.com.
It's the Subaru Share the Love event. So put a little love in your heart this holiday season at Subaru of Gwinnett. You're going to love the full line of new Subarus in stock now. From the Outback and Forester to the Legacy, Crosstrek, and BRZ. Each Subaru built to superior safety standards to protect your loved ones. You know, it's a fact. Subaru owners show a lot of love, especially to the environment and those in need. So right now, during the 2023 Subaru Share the Love event, Subaru will donate $250 to your choice of charities with any new Subaru lease or purchase. Visit Subaru of Gwinnett for complete details and log on to SubaruofGwinnett.com for amazing lease and financing offers on all new Subaru models. This holiday season, drive a Subaru and share the love, and Subaru will pay it forward with a $250 donation to your choice of 5 charities. Subaru of Gwinnett, Satellite Boulevard, Duluth. Subaru will donate $250 to purchaser or lessee selected national and hometown charities. Log on to Subaru.com/share or call 678-475-3500 for details.
Blue-collar business owners, listen up. It's time to revolutionize your hiring process with the Blue Collar Recruiter. Finding the right talent for your blue-collar needs just got easier. We specialize in connecting you with skilled and dedicated workers so you can focus on growing your business. So say goodbye to recruitment headaches. Let the Blue Collar Recruiter save you time, effort, and deliver top-notch talent directly to your doorstep. Invest in your team's success with the Blue Collar Recruiter. Visit thebluecollarrecruiter.com or call 678-916-6145.
Step into the great outdoors with Realtree, Georgia's very own outdoor company. Hi, I'm Bill Jordan, and I'm here to tell you about the incredible experiences that await you and your loved ones. At Realtree, we've dedicated ourselves to creating quality products and experiences that enhance your outdoor lifestyle. Whether you're an experienced hunter or a novice angler, Realtree has everything you need to make your outdoor adventures a success. Visit Realtree.com to discover a world of possibilities. Realtree, family, friends, and the outdoors.
This is The Kimmer Show. Back on the air every afternoon until 6 p.m. And be here for more conservative talk tomorrow morning on Your Right to Work with Tug, Rhino, and Los on the Morning Extra, 6 to 10 a.m. on Extra 106.3.
Dun, 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 dun. Look out. It's only me. It's on to The Kimmer. Is this Joe Walsh?
Yes.
Holy cow.
Well, it's the James Gang.
Yeah.
Funk 49.
In 1974, former James Gang and Barnstorm guitarist Joe Walsh officially replaced Bernie Leadon in the Eagles. I don't never know how to pronounce that guy's name. The Eagles. After producer Bill Skizmishmish had recommended Walsh to the Eagles, and they took old Joe and they changed everything. So
made them improved them overnight.
Yeah, they definitely was that true. Let's see. Our birthday list includes Uri Geller. The Mentalist, is that they tried to bend the spoon or something? He could do it?
I've told you my story about him.
77, Uri Geller. Tell the story.
Okay, he was on Mike Douglas years ago, and I was sitting doing homework at the kitchen table, and Mom was cooking. Mm-hmm. And Mike Douglas show was on. He was on there, and he's bending his spoons, and he's doing a mental thing.
Yeah, he's a mentalist.
And he says, I'm drawing something right now, and he had this thing, and he's drawing something and everything, and I wasn't paying attention. I was doing my homework, but I heard him say, I'm drawing something, blah, blah, blah. And so I took my pencil, and I drew a triangle with the number 3 in the middle of it.
All right.
And didn't think another thing of it. So I keep doing my homework, blah, 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 not even giving it a second thought.
Yeah.
So subconsciously, this was going on.
Yeah.
And he goes, okay. Mike goes, what do you got there? And he had the people in the audience do it, right? Yeah. And he turned it around. It was a triangle with the number 3 in it.
Okie dokie.
Yeah. And I turned to Mom, and she goes, she went, oh, okay.
Freaky. Now, did other people in the audience also have it? Or
I don't remember if any, because I was so astounded that I had
That's unbelievable.
It made me, and I was like maybe 11 years old, and that was one of those things where, there's more to this world than they've been telling us.
Well, I wonder if maybe he's being interviewed with Mike Douglas, was it? He's saying, well, Mike, I don't know, whenever I triangle, go into another story with the number 3. Sometimes I like to, get things for the family.
Subliminal, saying it out there.
It's possible.
Or that they were putting it out there with the commercial really too fast. The frames, frames are going so fast. But the thing was, I wasn't watching.
Yeah.
And, I can do that. If someone like you two and Flounder are talking, and you say, well, how many cigarettes you're going to have or something like that. And the number 7 will pop in my head, and the next thing out of someone's mouth will be 7. I do that all the time.
Well, you should be checked for something.
But the thing,
Don't they have people who check you for that?
I need to be checked. I need to be seen.
No, I'm serious.
But the thing is, I always try and do it on the cash 3, but by the time I do it, I don't have time to put it in.
But you always win the number?
So it's a superpower that does me no good.
I'll tell you what. You stand by your phone. I'll be at the register. You tell me the numbers, bang, boom, and I'll put them in there before they do the
But here's the
drawing at
key
11.
to it. I have to not be paying attention. If it's something on television that asks a question about a number, the number will pop in my head, and the next thing out of their mouth will be that number 80% of the time. But I have to be not paying attention.
I guarantee you that there are psychology departments or test research centers, I promise you, that would love to see if that's in fact a thing.
They can't test me because I have to not be thinking about it.
Well, then they put you in a room and they just have you read your books or watch TV or whatever, and all of a sudden the guy's in the background holding up a sign, and then you say, and all of a sudden you start putting up what he says on the sign.
That has nothing to do with what I was just...
Oh my! It's everything to do with what you just said.
It has to be something in the background that I'm not paying attention to, but I hear the question.
Well, they could arrange that. They could have people talking and you be in another room, and all of a sudden you start writing something down, and aha, I've got it over here. I got it. You know, they could do that.
The mystery is solved.
Wouldn't you love to find out if that's a thing? I mean, if you have an actual
I know it's a thing. I know it's a thing. I know I do have it, but I can't prove it. And
well, I'll bet
it doesn't mean no good.
I'll bet there are professionals who could prove it.
The only time it does me good is if it's a bet or something, and I'll say the number out before they say it. They go, well, how'd you know that number? It just came to me.
Well, there you are.
I could imagine the whole thing.
Could be a bad one there. By the way, a couple of least popular holiday specials. Well, I hope they don't run those again this year. It's An Utterly Horrible Life, Charlie Brown.
Don't kill yourself, Charlie Brown.
Miracle Whip on 34th Street. Again, this is not, it sounds a little kinky to me. Frosty, the ex-girlfriend. I don't know. Those are just...
Oh, Frosty, the current girlfriend.
Yeah, right. That's why she's the ex. Anyway, I don't know. I can't tell. 4:30, almost 4:40. Let's call it 4:40. Oh, by the way, I asked Pete about this a minute ago. I'm just going to show you an example. I'm holding up my phone. Every time I go to my emails, I have a Comcast email thing and is it Yahoo? What's the other one? Yahoo email thing and a Gmail email
Gmail.
Thing.
Yeah,
Gmail, Yahoo, and
Hotmail.
Comcast. Yeah. Okay. Every time I open up my Comcast email,
you gotta love
4 commercials. Bone on Bone. Say goodbye to joint pain. Defense Gutters 100. Welcome to 20% off. But the Photo Stick. Snap and Secure. Loomer. The stinky spray. It's unbelievable.
You're going to have to block them. What you have to do is block them.
Yeah, but how do you block all?
You have to do it one at a time. It's a pain in the ass. It is a pain in the ass.
The Photo Stick. Find your way to save photos with one click.
If I was president, one of the first things I'd do is make sure that you could block it with one push.
Get them all. I mean, I'm not asking for commercials on my email.
Half the time, everyone makes you write in the email address.
Oh, and that's how they get you.
Yeah, because you don't want to
pass it along. Oh, man.
Well, they already have your email address, but they make it a pain in the butt to get rid of them.
Yeah. Anyway, and by of course, Christmas shopping. Every day, every time I open up, I do another 10 of them. And I have to go erase them and go through the thing. All right, 441. Oh, here we go. With a camera, Pete and Flounder. Miss France has been getting some international backlash. Her name is Eve Giles, or G-A is probably G-I-L-L-E-S. I'll call her Giles. Eve Giles. Eve Giles, I'll call her. Crowned Miss France. She's 20 years old from Nord-Pas-de-Calais. Pas-de-Calais, that was a famous thing in World War II in the movie. D-Day or whatever the movie was, Longest Day, Pas-de-Calais. That's where they thought they were trying to fake him in to say they were going to do the landing.
Yeah.
And it was not Pas-de-Calais at all. Anyway, she had a 20-year-old chick, Miss France, has a pixie-style haircut. That means they've cut her awful hair off.
They're cute.
She's the first contestant in the pageant's 103-year history to not have long hair in France for Miss France. 103 years, she's the first non-long hair girl.
Get over it.
Media users are calling out her win, accusing the judges of supporting wokeness by picking someone with an androgynous look. In response, Giles insisted every woman in the world is different. We're used to seeing beautiful misses with long hair, but she chose an androgynous. God, I can't say the stinking word. I chose an androgynous look with short hair. No one should dictate who you are. Every woman is different. We're all unique. We should embrace every look. Miss France Universe says, oh, we represent the times, and bringing your confident, unique self is the one thing we see being reflected in all our winners. This year pageant featured a variety of hairstyles. We love it all. Short, long, curly. Oh, it's a combination. By the way, you know how they picked Miss France? It's a combination of public vote and a jury of 7 women. In the public vote, this 20-year-old pixie girl placed 3rd. But the 7 chicks all said, no, we're going to shoot her up to first place because they wanted a strong woman to make people realize no matter where you start, no matter what path you take, you can achieve your goals. Women are diverse. We're all beautiful. We're all different and unique. I'm not unique because of my hair. I'm unique because I'm Eve. That's my name.
If she could pull off the pixie cut, they're cute. This is the country that gave the whole world that flapper short haircut in the 20s.
That's right, yeah. Well, they're the ones who started putting fur on animal fur on clothing.
Scum.
I mean, they're first in bikini. The first in sex. What's her name? The sex kitten.
Yeah, Bridget Bardot. They probably
Bardot.
eradicated several species with that stupid fashion statement.
I wouldn't be surprised. And they're the ones who actually started it, no question about it. By the way, speaking of celebrities and things like that, this is kind of interesting. In fact, I have kind of a short story about this. The actress Claire Foy starred in The Crown, the TV series The Crown. You may have known her. She played young Queen Elizabeth in the first season of The Crown. And her name is Claire Foy, and she was at a place where she was asked to sign autographs. And a guy said to her, would you sign an autograph for me, please? And she said, oh, I don't do blue. The guy had handed her a blue pen, a blue ink pen. She said, I don't do blue. So they handed her a black Sharpie, and she signed. She'd be happy to sign it.
Why?
Well, the comment section of the video showing that had mixed reactions, but one fan said, this is shocking. Another said, wait a minute now, most celebrities and athletes and so forth are taught not to do blue ink because you can scan and forge the signature on other things and sell them too. Colored ink autographs are sold for more money on eBay. Celebrities don't want to support a secondary market exploitation of their brand.
Wow.
Because if you sign it in black, it looks like it'd just be a copy. But if you sign it in blue ink, it's original.
I can't tell you how many times a day I have to turn people away.
Me too. Well, I'll tell you a story. My mother, when just for kicks, my father did anything my mother wanted ever. My mother decided she wanted to be an antique dealer one time. So for kicks, my father bought her some antique stores, and they go antiquing every weekend. They'd buy all these antiques. She put them in her shop, and then she refused to sell them because she didn't want to part with them. But anyway, one time she did sell something to a guy, and he signed his check, and then departed with the merchandise, and the ink disappeared. It literally was disappearing ink. So from that day forward, my mother, when someone wanted to buy something with a check or anything else, she said, no, use my pen. And she would make them sign everything with her pen. Oh, we got a weather forecast?
The map shows that it's going to be snowing in Colorado Christmas.
Oh, it's going to be great, yeah. And raining in Atlanta for my plane ticket. Yeah,
the whole country is going to be raining or snowing.
Yeah, half the country from Colorado to Maine is going to be snowing and raining on Christmas freaking day. That's great. I wanted a rainy Christmas, becoming a snowy, icy Christmas. Oh, Lord. Well, it's Christmas.
You'll be trapped with those liberal in-laws over in
Oh, dear Lord. I hope they got plenty of brandy. It's 4:46. Kimber, Pete, and Flounder. Holy moly.
Extra is the right way to start your day. And here's what you missed.
Biden's 81.
Yeah.
He's already living on borrowed time. Really? I mean, think about it.
It's a grueling job, both mentally and physically. This man can't do the job. He's proven to us every single day that he can't do the job. Things are going to get worse.
The Morning Extra. Now every morning from 6 to 10 a.m. Only on Extra 106.3.
It's now days before Christmas and you're shopping for others, but there's no need to stress because they're Solomon Brothers. Whether for mom or dad, your husband or wife, you'll find the right gift for the love of your life. Now let me tell you why it's worth the drive. We have 1 carat total weight diamond set earrings for just $9.95. necklaces, rings, watches, and more, all waiting for you. Just visit a store. And what else will you see when you do arrive? A 3-carat tennis bracelet for $29.95. There's no gift like jewelry at just the right price. So shop Solomon Brothers and you'll find something nice. But time's running out, so come see us today and celebrate the season the Solomon way. This holiday season, find the perfect gift for that special someone on your list at Solomon Brothers. So visit us today on Peachtree Road in Buckhead and on Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta. You can also shop online at SolomonBrothers.com or on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
Looking for the perfect gift for everyone on your Christmas list? Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Atlanta stores, and I invite you to do your Christmas shopping at New Balance Atlanta. Everyone needs new shoes this time of year, and they'll want stylish shoes that fit perfectly. At New Balance Atlanta, you'll find the largest selection and inventory for a specialty shoe store and every size from extra wide to extra narrow. Shop the New Balance Atlanta stores this holiday season.
Hi, this is Atlanta personal injury attorney Ronnie Mabra of Mabra Law. Not every team plays fairly or even by the same set of rules. When you've been injured in a car wreck, the legal team you choose now can have a long-lasting implication on your case. At Mabra Law, we fight to win. We built a team with the skill, the smarts, and the win record that you can trust. We fight, you win, Mabra Law.
To schedule an appointment or learn more, visit MabraLaw.com, MABRA Law.com.
The biggest election coverage in the South from Atlanta's only true conservative voice. As the election draws closer and things get heated, Extra 106.3 will bring you the voices you know and trust to sort through the muck.
Where was the free speech rights when the conservatives were trying to talk?
Where was the free speech when somebody put the word Trump on the sidewalk?
Right. And stream our coverage all day from anywhere on the Extra 106.3 app.
Great songs. 1959. Go ahead. Oh, Pete, this is a great. I love this song. The girl. I want a dream lover. I don't have to feel. Bobby Darin. God, I love this song. I'm going to put this on my music magic stick. I got to make a note. Hold on. Bobby Darin and Dream of Her. Okay? That's on. Bobby Darin, American Bobby, died on this day in 1973. He was only 37, one of the first teen idols. 1959, Dream Lover. He had 20 other top 40 hits, including Mac the Knife. That was a Grammy Award Record of the Year in 1960. Bobby Darin traveled with Robert Kennedy and worked on the 1968 presidential campaign. He was with Kennedy the day he traveled to Los Angeles, June 4th, 1968, for the California primary. Bobby Darin was at the Ambassador Hotel that night when Kennedy was assassinated. Bobby Darin dead at 37.
You're saying Bobby Darin did it?
He murdered the man right there in cold blood and then sang about it as though he was saying. To the phone, we have Swatuma's on there. I've been holding on for 45 minutes, apparently. I'm so sorry, Swatuma. You're on the radio, man. What's going on? Sorry.
Hey, man, I almost forgot. Anyway, I'm calling about Supreme Court stuff.
Yeah.
What happened in Colorado.
Yeah.
This is the reason why I think they do it. It's because they know that it's going to fail in the Supreme Court of the United States, and this way they can say, like, you see, they love the Supreme Court with the Trump. We need to pack the Supreme Court, and so they can, override all these Trump-supporting judges.
Swatuma, I think you're absolutely right. I think this was, again, the reason they used the word insurrection from the very first day after January 6th was so they could bring it back. I mean, they were thinking about the future on this. These people will do anything to get rid of Donald Trump. And once again, they're going to prove now. And I think you're right. I think the Supreme Court, I can't imagine the Supreme Court of the United States would let this stand. And by the way, Pete, tell the little people about what just announced what's going to happen tomorrow.
Friday, tomorrow.
Or the day after tomorrow.
Maine will decide whether he'll be on the ballot or not.
Yeah, there you go, Swat. And by the way, California's going to do this. Going to do the same thing.
Swat, this is not the America we grew up in. This is different.
No, I mean, when I came in 1996, I mean, this is completely different than America. I mean, right now, it's just everybody's like, you look at the sky, say it's blue, and they're going to be like, oh, offensive. That's a white supremacy.
Well, I don't. I mean, it's just amazing. It's like a snowball. I mean, the swamp is like regurgitating all over again. It's like, they got rid of Donald Trump, and now they're doing. It's not ending. It's still going on. It's like a gurgling, bubbling tar pit.
Volcano.
I mean, really, it's just like bubbling oil or something coming up from underground that you can't avoid it.
Well, also they're doing this like for Russian collusion. They be saying that over and over and over, and then these never-Trumpers, they say like, well, let's just not vote for Trump. Let's take it so they can give normalcy back. And now pretty much never-Trumpers are just like, oh, shoot.
Yeah, whoopsie-daisy. Oh, hey.
I say shoot.
Shoot. Oh, shoot. He's got an accent. The man has an accent. That's totally legitimate.
That's why I don't use the auto-spelling, because if I say something like, this is the fact, what's going on, it's misspelled.
That's right. Fact. F-A-C-T. Fact.
Yes,
That's what he said.
It's all a question of dialect, my friends. All a question of dialect.
Arguing messages.
That's right, too. Thanks, man. Hoorah, my friend. Have a great day. 4:50.
Patricia.
Almost 4:50. Patricia, another Kimmer Babes on the horn. Hey, doll, how's it going? What's up?
Well, I was just thinking about the whole craziness going on in Colorado.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering your thoughts, since they decriminalized marijuana and then they decriminalized psychedelics as well, you think maybe their brains are fried?
I'll bet you that 3/4 of those federal judges are getting high every night, or probably on the way to
jazz
work.
musician
doing a little toke on little magic, something or other in the car on the way, a little token something or other. So, I'll bet you I wouldn't be a bit surprised. Oh, Patricia, have you ever heard of such a thing in your life? Have you ever? I mean, I don't know. I have no idea how long you've been around, but in my lifetime, I never could imagine that I would be part of discussing even the very topic about what's been going on with the politics in this country the last 5 years or so. I am
frightened, and I am concerned, and I agree with you that there will be a revolt.
Yeah, if the Supreme Court doesn't,
has to be.
Yeah, there better be. If the Supreme Court doesn't kill this idea, and I mean, right now before they all start piling on, or whenever, either way, they got to get rid of it. But hell, the primaries in a couple of weeks. The first primaries in January, so they got to make a decision. But again, you're right. If the Supreme Court says no, they can go ahead and keep Trump off the ballot. I guarantee there's going to be a very serious situation. I am not calling for a revolution, or an insurrection, but if there is one, it'll be a real one, and I'll be part of it.
What we should do is have write-in and have everybody in the country write in Trump.
Yeah, and make them count and look at it by hand.
You can still write in can't you still write in a candidate?
Yes, but whether they'll allow you to count them, the question is the judges ruled that he would not be allowed to be counted. And that's, then you can't get away with anything.
Asking for bad trouble.
Yeah. Anyway, Padre, thank you, sweetie. I really appreciate it. Have a great day, and be careful out there.
Kamala was on MSNBC, and here's her quote.
Oh, boy.
This is the most election of our lifetime.
She did it the other day again, too. I wish we could just keep track of every comment she makes and put them all
Somebody
together.
has.
Oh, Lord.
Babylon B has probably got it. Or Clown World does a good job with this.
TikTok liberals, or liberals of TikTok.
Libs of TikTok.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah. Oh, my Lord. If we ever get a montage of just her ridiculousness, we're definitely going to play it for you. 4:56. Flounder, let's do some sound effects here from a rather tragic event, although I'm not sure there's been a lot of...
no one's hurt yet.
Nobody's been hurt, which is...
Except the idiots who are getting right to the edge of it.
Well, the tourists are going crazy in Iceland now because their volcano started spewing out through its fissures the jagged lines all over the place of the volcano in Iceland, the snaking lava spewing, snaking downwards, erupting in fountains of red and golden molten rock. Well, guess what? You can now hear the sounds of an earthquake and the molten lava being spewed out. It's because of an app that turns inaudible seismic frequencies into audible pitches. A company called Earth Tunes, developed by Northwestern University, turns jagged lines scratched across a seismogram into a scary soundtrack worthy of a horror film. This is their app giving you the sound of the Icelandic volcano.
All right. That sounds like pumice falling down on your car.
It sounds like hail.
Yeah, it's hail. But it's volcanic pumice coming down.
And it'll start getting a little quieter, as you can hear. And that's because during the quieter period, the Earth's crust is no longer fracturing, allowing the magma to flow freely. And you were getting the sounds of the fractured crust. And then when it stops, it gets, I mean, that's amazing.
Those damn Icelanders. Don't they realize they're hurting the environment with this fracking?
I know, this fracking, it's just not correct. They're always splitting up from people. It's the damnedest thing. 4:58.
I've always wanted to go to Iceland. You know why?
The babes.
Yeah, there's like 16
the
to
prettiest
1.
women in the world, and they're all gorgeous. They all have a beautiful white blonde hair, blue eyes, and great bodies. I'm sorry.
We love America. They outnumber men like 16 to 1.
Oh, yeah, 8 men, yeah. Uh-huh.
And it's also a beautiful country. It just looks gorgeous.
Well, we should go there. We should do a show from there.
We should.
Let's
you know,
have
they
these
have,
people-
I think 680 used to do shows from there. Somebody
From
did.
Iceland?
Yeah, they did. It was a beer whiskey thing they did. And they
we need
fly DJs
We
there.
need a beer whiskey sponsor to fly us to Iceland. We need to go. We need to run with the Bulls coming up next summer. If they still haven't
Here we
fired
go.
me by then, and I'll get in shape for running again. Hell, I used to run marathons. I'd be able to run with the Bulls. And we got to run with the Bulls in Pamplona, and we probably ought to go to Iceland.
And sit outside in one of those hot fjords and watch the icebergs float by.
I like it. Very cool. Oh, by the way, they caught another liberal being a goof. We'll come in that with a progressive who was defunding the police until he needed them. Also, an Atlanta attorney chick got caught $7 million in fraud over COVID China virus relief money. So she could buy, Rolls Royces, stuff like that. Coming up, 5 o'clock with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder on 106.3. Merry Christmas early. Look at that.
Start your day the right way with Tug, Rhino, and Los on the Morning Extra. Every morning from 6 to 10 a.m. on WFOM Marietta Extra 106.3.
A call for action at the southern border. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News.
I am sounding the alarm as loud as I possibly can.
Texas Republican Congressman Tony Gonzalez visiting the border as a record surge continues.
I don't care how we got here. I don't care whose fault it is. I don't care about the politics. I want this to end, and I want our country to be safe.
In Eagle Pass, Texas alone, they've had 4,000 illegal crossings in the past 24 hours.
And they're coming in from all over the world. Border Patrol reporting some of the crossings they've seen there coming from Lebanon, Oman, Guinea, China, Bangladesh, Albania, and Angola.
Fox's Bill Malugin says the Texas governor's office is now beginning to fly illegal immigrants to sanctuary cities. 10 Americans detained in Venezuela are released in a prisoner swap.
The prisoner exchange comes as U.S. diplomats work to thaw relations with Venezuela as part of broader talks to ease U.S. sanctions if Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro makes significant reforms.
Venezuela thus far is keeping their commitment toward the democratic election. Not over yet. They've made detailed commitments. We'll see if they hold them.
President Biden detailed part of the deal before boarding Air Force One.
Fox's Jared Halpern in Washington. Maduro is also releasing 20 political prisoners, and Venezuela is extraditing a fugitive defense contractor who fled before sentencing in a Pentagon bribery scandal. Maduro is getting back a key ally who was facing money laundering charges in the U.S. How to beat the holiday rush.
I was like, let me go right before everybody leaves, and I'm going to come back after everybody's back.
She was at Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson Jackson Airport, the TSA expecting to screen more than 2.5 million travelers on the busiest days, including the next few days leading up to Christmas. America is listening to Fox News.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-645-3530 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-645-3530. That's 800-645-3530. What do you have to lose? Call 800-645-3530. Again, 800-645-3530.
Let's get it together, ladies. Left shoulder, right of plank. Ready on dog target. Road guards out. Look out. It's only me. It's only the Kimmer 503 with Pete Davis, sidekick producer and sports raconteur extraordinaire. Coming up, Holy Crap at Sports. When's your next Holy Crap at Sports podcast, may I ask?
Friday morning sometime.
Excellent. And Mechanical Mangler at the controls. Philander as always. And having a little fun here. 504, let's call it, yes.
It's not too late for Christmas to purchase the book of the year.
The book of the year. Holy crap, I hate Texas and love Oklahoma by Pete Davis. That's not it. What is
the
it?
Totally Biased Guide to Southern College Football is the perfect gift for a college football fan.
That is.
For you for Christmas.
Yeah, and you should get one today.
You can get one today.
With 6, you get egg roll. And what's the Doggy of Sports book also?
Canines of College Football is a nice little book, too.
Well, there you are. There, Pete Davis. 504 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Nice to have you aboard. We got some newsy stuff and some Christmas stuff. In fact, let's do some more Christmas toys to avoid, just in case you're doing some last-minute toy shopping. Let's see. Be like Spider-Man, pus-throwing finger splatterer. Not a good idea there with that one. How about the Wonder Woman exploding bra? That might not be a good one.
I'd buy that one.
Mr. Shaky's Find the Live Wire Power Line Kit. Those are just not...
Shaky the electrician. Shaky's electrical service.
Yes.
Not going to call him.
They were shocked to find out how bad an electrician I was. Literally.
So was I.
Thank you.
We got a phone call here.
Wait, an actual phone call?
Gary.
Gary's on the radio. Hey, Gary, you're on the radio, man. What's going on?
Well, Kimmer, I just wanted to find out whether or not you discussed the analogy between the Trump situation and Kamala Harris.
Well, I think you can make a point about her when she had to get all those criminals released from prison that were involved with basically trying to burn down the country, and she was aiding them to go on, continue burning down and rioting. Is that what you're talking about?
That's exactly right. And so I'm wondering why she's still in office.
Well, somebody's got to charge. Yeah, somebody's got to charge her. The problem is we have to get someone to file a charge and then have her go through the process. But your point's perfect, Gary. Absolutely.
But Trump hasn't been charged with insurrection either.
That's right. Or not charged or convicted. So how can that court say, well, he obviously was in favor of it? I mean, it's amazing.
All right. Have a good day, guys.
Thanks, Gary. Appreciate it. And again, there's going to be hell to pay. I promise. And the FBI, I know they have a whole group of people trying to sneak something into my trunk so they can arrest me for like international espionage and cocaine conspiracy or something. I guarantee you. And so if you're listening to me now, the federal Gestapo investigation and the disgraceful Christopher Cossack Ray, the suspected Russian double agent who's been lying through his teeth every time he gets before Congress or a committee, he's lying and committing committing perjury and obviously not telling the truth about having undercover assets and agents with the January 6th and all of it, blocking testimony, warning the Biden family they're being investigated, where their storage lockers are going to be, all that kind of stuff. We know the whole thing about the FBI. And now I forgot totally what point I was going to make.
Well, let's just put the reason.
I know. I'm almost done.
Go ahead.
I am telling you now, I am not calling for a revolution. I am not calling for a real insurrection. And by the way, there's never been an insurrection in the history of the world where nobody had a gun.
Right.
Okay? And the only person who got shot was an innocent female unarmed protester shot in the neck to be murdered by a rogue, reckless police officer. Nobody else had a weapon. How can you have an insurrection where nobody died except one innocent protester and no weapons?
The reason he wasn't charged, the reason Kamala's in the position she is, and why that chick at Harvard hasn't been fired yet, you all know the damn reason.
Absolutely.
They just found more plagiarism, going back to her student days.
That's right, again.
And they refused to fire her because she's a black female. That's the only reason they're keeping her.
The breaking story today was they found more plagiarism.
Anybody else would have been gone by now.
Yeah. The students would be kicked out. And they have been kicked out. I think we said there were 23 of them in the last year at Harvard who got kicked out for plagiarism and related study.
The liberals can do that. Doris Kearns Goodwin, who they all salivate over, plagiarist.
Yeah.
Mike Barnacle, plagiarist. Both of them being kicked out of this or fired for this, and within a year or two, they're back doing the same thing.
They were on ESPN doing all the talk shows.
MSNBC, she's everywhere. I mean, he's everywhere. I mean, they never pay any real price for this stuff.
Well, I will say this, and again, if you're monitoring me, FBI, you're a federal Gestapo investigation. I'm not calling for an insurrection. I am hoping for an insurrection. If the Supreme Court lets this stand, then I hope that there's hell to pay.
There will be hell to pay.
I hope. I'm not calling for it. I'm not leading it, but I will be there. If the Supreme Court allows this to stand, and if state after state after state kicks Donald Trump off the possibility of being elected and being decided by the people of this country, we no longer have an American United States of America, and by God, there's going to be hell to pay, and I will be there with every freaking piece of ammo and weapon that I have. Well, I'm serious. There's going to be honestly, it's going to be bad.
There are other means of fighting it right now, but hopefully that won't come to
Well, I'm not calling for. I hope there's no violence. I don't want violence. I've had enough violence in my life. I don't want freaking violence. It's not fun. It's scary and hideous, and people get
get hurt.
So I'm not calling for it. I'm hoping against it. But by God, if it happens, I guarantee you, people like me are going to say, "That's it. You went too far."
The Republic is right now. We are, and Reagan said this. We're one generation from losing all of this, and we're watching it happen right in front of our eyes.
Well, the founders warned us that we have a republic if we can keep it. And we said this just last hour. The average length of time that a civilization stays intact is about 200 years.
Or on top, that's us.
I tell you, it's freaking scary, 510. And again, here we go, Arlington National Cemetery. That judge who put a stay of execution against the statue memorial monument removal yesterday is now, or the day before yesterday, has now taken it down, and they're removing the monument to the Confederate Memorial at Arlington National Cemetery. The judge rejected arguments brought by the plaintiff, Defend Arlington, that the Department of Defense did not abide by a certain environmental law and was disturbing grave sites in the area. The judge said that's not true because the judge went there and looked at it and said, those graves will be fine, which I don't think you're supposed to do that, but I guess you.
He's a grave expert, is he?
Yeah, now he's a grave expert. Now he's an architectural grave expert, and he also said the challenge was that it would cause them harm, and the judge said they failed to prove the plaintiffs were going to be suffering any irreparable harm, and it wouldn't affect the graves, and therefore he said here's what the judge said: the case essentially attempts to place the court at the center of the great debate between individuals extolling the virtues, romanticism, and history of the Old South, and equally passionate individuals with government endorsement believing that art accentuating what they believe is a harsh depiction of a time when a certain race of people were enslaved and treated like property is not deserving of a memorial at a place of refuge, honor, and national recognition. To be sure, the court's disposition does not have to resolve this great debate, but rather is decided on the relevant case law, administrative direction which governs this court's decision. And so there was great care taken to preserve the sanctity of the grave sites. He said, I saw it myself, and it wasn't. So he said they can go and tear it down. And again, this is at Arlington National Cemetery. This isn't some little town at the mall with a replica of in
Stonewall
Mississippi.
Jackson.
I mean, this is unbelievable.
Why'd it have to be Mississippi? Why'd you have to go
Well,
there?
because it makes you even angrier, and you're as angry as everybody. I mean, this is absolutely ridiculous.
It's history and art that they're erasing.
Which is what the Taliban did. First thing the Taliban does, they come in and they destroy everything you've ever known, and they start over so you can't even refer to it.
They blew up the Hindu thing, the Buddhist temples, and all that stuff. They blew up all that. Those statues have been around for 1,000 years. Blew them up.
And then trying to keep Donald Trump, or keeping him off the Colorado ballot, at least for now.
Oh, hey, it's Fox News says that Vice President Harris has been to 20 countries. So she's been around the world? Or?
Well, then we should keep electing her. My God. Oh, Lord. I mean, this is unbelievable. And by the way, do we have time to play the later on, you're going to hear from Vivek. It's really long, but it's worth hearing. And he is calling on all the other candidates of the Republican Party to not be on the ballot until Donald Trump is put back on the ballot.
And Ron DeSantis has already said he would not do it.
He would not take his name off, or he would not be on the ballot?
He will not take his name off the ballot. He does not support the move.
He does not support Vivek?
Yes.
Aha. Well, here we go.
It's trending that he just ended his presidential campaign.
Wait.
No, by him saying that, he pretty much,
I got you.
It's political suicide.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
From a GOP perspective.
Well, we'll talk more about that. Flounder, thanks, man. 5:13, Holy Crap at Sports coming up. More Christmas stuff, too, with the Kevin, Pete, and Flounder right here. Look out.
Start your day with live and local conservative talk with Tug, Rhino, and Carlos Medina on the Morning Extra.
I think at the end of the day, Barack Obama, who's pulling the strings, when he said he wanted to fundamentally change America, he meant it. When fundamental change comes to America, it is not an America that you will ever recognize again. And that is the path that we're on. That is a scary path, and that's why we got to get somebody else in the White House, whether it's Trump or a DeSantis or someone that can be strong and lead this, probably not lead this country. I mean, let's be honest. Probably not. And get America trending in the right direction, because we've got a country to save, because we got kids that got to live here and grandkids that got to live here for generations to come.
The Morning Extra, now every morning from 6 to 10 a.m. only on Extra 106.3.
Join A Second Chance Bail Bond CEO Daniel Madelon and host Tug Coward for a new weekly radio show, Back Your Blue. They will highlight special initiatives, criminal justice programs, and community events aimed at keeping our communities safer. Tune in Saturdays at 11 a.m. to learn some good news about and from the law enforcement and justice communities. This week's guest is Captain Darren Hall of the Cobb County Police Department. Tune in on Saturday or find it online at thepodcastpark.com.
No one plans on going to jail, but when it happens, it's important that you know who to call. Call A Second Chance Bail Bonds, where we believe everyone deserves a second chance. Whether your loved one's been arrested in Cherokee, Clayton, or any of the other metro Atlanta counties in between, A Second Chance Bail Bonds works fast to help expedite release within hours. A Second Chance. It's better to know us and not need us than need us and not know us. Call A Second Chance 24/7 at 770-627-3235 or online at atlbail.com.
Hey, it's Los here with the legend herself, Rhonda Duffy. And Rhonda, how does Duffy save sellers so much money?
So home sellers, let me ask you, is it fair for you to pay the whole 6% commission if you find the buyer? Why fund the agent's retirement versus your own? With Duffy Realty, you can list and sell for less than 1%. Real estate made simple for millennials to the daughters of the revolution. Anyone can use Duffy Realty.
Okay, so when the market slows down, how are you helping your sellers on that front?
I want to ask, have you ever considered a lease purchase or a rental on your property? You know, this is like being a fisherman and casting a wider net on the other side of the boat that catches all the fish. And that is one of the many benefits and rights that we give Duffy sellers. Casting a wider net means that you're on the market for sale, lease purchase, and rental to see what opportunities are there.
Get the most out of your home sale with Duffy. DuffyRealtyATL.com.
DuffyRealtyATL.com.
If you have been to Chuckingham Palace, you know that we now have gorgeous double front doors. Well, Dan Watkins, the guy that put that door in, told me some interesting things about it at dinner.
Atlanta is a weird market for front doors. For 40 years, builders have been installing odd-sized side lights as part of the front door, which is a huge problem now that people realize how much better their home looks with modern and beautiful double doors. Most companies will tell you the double door installation can't be done. It can be done, and we're the company to do it, no matter how odd the opening is. Let all Four Seasons garage and entry doors be the ones to tell you yes.
I feel like I need a megaphone. Attention, small business owners. Hey, it's Tug. How nervous are you about the roller coaster ride that we're on? Recession, inflation, high interest rates, and the most recent of issues, the banking crisis. If it wasn't tough enough already to get a small business loan from the mega banks, now it's going to be virtually impossible. That's why you want to reach out to my friends at First Liberty Building and Loan. FirstLibertyGA.com. The Frost family, they can say yes when the big banks say no. And now they're saying yes more than ever before. And they don't just work in Georgia, they work in all 50 states. So whether you want to buy a franchise or build a new building and you need $250,000 or more in financing fast, go to FirstLibertyGA.com. Fill out the simple form, and in minutes you'll know if you're a fit for their program. First Liberty Building and Loan have backed hundreds of Georgia businesses. They can be your secret weapon too. First Liberty Building and Loan. FirstLibertyGA.com. That's FirstLibertyGA.com.
The Atlanta Braves are proud to host Braves Fest, presented by Delta Airlines, Saturday, January 27th at Truist Park. This fan extravaganza features interactions with all your favorite Braves players and coaches. Events include Q&A sessions, player autograph and photo opportunities, fun on the field with hitting, pitching, fielding, and base running stations, a fashion show, gaming center, and so much more. Braves Fest is free for all fans. Secure your free entry ticket at Braves.com/BravesFest.
Hey Atlanta, it's Ben, host of the Weekend Ben Burnett Show, right here on Extra 106.3, Atlanta's all-conservative talk station. Each Saturday and Sunday at noon, you can catch my show where we talk about all the issues, local, national, and global. If you miss an episode, you can catch all my content at the Podcast Park, where I put out new episodes of the Ben Burnett Show on Tuesdays and Thursdays, featuring long-form interviews with the people who create your perspective. Thanks for listening to Extra 106.3, Atlanta's all-conservative talk station. See you around, Atlanta.
Look out, 519. Again, a lot of political stuff. You're going to hear Vivek, and you're going to hear Ron DeSantis, and again, Carmella. The most election ever. Oh, my God. Anyway, let's turn our attention to something sporting for all of us, shall we? With America's favorite Pete Davis. Holy crap, it's sports.
Georgia's #1 rated class just got a little better as five-star safety K.J. Bolden has flipped. Happy flipness from Florida State to Georgia.
And where's he? Do we know where he's from or anything?
I forget.
But he's a 5-star. That's big-time Charlie.
Yeah, he's big time.
Good.
Former Falcons play-by-play man Jeff Hullinger interviewed Falcons owner Arthur Blank on GPTV. And Mr. Blank says he's going to let the rest of the season, 3 games left, play out before making that decision on who will be the head coach next season, be it Arthur Smith or someone else. Hopefully it's not going to be Arthur Blank making that decision. That's what you hire GMs for, but whatever. Blank also said going to the playoffs was not a requirement this season for Smith to keep his gig.
Well,
should have been, if not. Another question is if GM Terry Fontenot will keep his job too. Both Smith and Fontenot fell in love with Desmond Ridder and both blew it on the most important decision they can make, who the hell the quarterback's going to be. By the way, Ridder says his interception he threw against the Panthers was the, quote, dumbest play of my career, end quote.
Well, that's...
I agree. Yeah. Georgia Tech, congratulations. They just got 4-star running back Anthony Carey to carry the ball. So good for him. I have no idea where he's from either.
Well, there you are.
By the way, a rumor floated around Facebook yesterday that Kirby Smart was negotiating with the Falcons to become their new head coach.
Why in the world? Come on.
Come on. People just want to just stir the pot.
Somebody's got, just something to do in the afternoon.
Another rumor said the border was secure and Ukraine was winning the wars.
Well, there you are.
Seems not only are the Bears possibly in on the running for Michigan head coach Jim Harbaugh, Chicago Bears, now the Chargers may throw their hat in the ring, too, for
I would think
Harbaugh.
they would. I'll bet they would.
He likes California. We'll see.
You think Bill Parcells? Not Bill Parcells. Who's the New England?
Belichick.
Belichick's going to get any...
why anybody... Okay.
Or if he even do you think he even wants to coach?
Let's just go back and think about this. He was fired from the Cleveland Browns. He didn't have a winning record there. Who did not play quarterback for him with Cleveland?
Tom Brady.
That'd be Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Now, before Tom Brady showed up there in New England, how was he doing?
Was he with the Jets there for a day or
a day? Then he went to the Patriots, and they were okay, but they weren't winning Super Bowls.
Winning any Super Bowls.
And then Tom Brady showed up.
He had a quarterback.
And they won and won and won. And then Tom Brady left. What happened?
Well, they didn't win any more games.
Maybe he's not the coach we think he is.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the Falcons signed defensive lineman, I don't know what this last name is, Tommy Togiai.
All right, sir.
Togiai.
All right.
Tagai.
There you are.
Who was drafted by the Browns out of Ohio State a couple years ago there. Right. And looks like New York Giants quarterback Tommy DeVito is a stand-up guy after all.
Well, he did the right thing, and his agent's an idiot. Anyway, go tell this story. This is a good story.
He showed up yesterday at Coniglio's Old-Fashioned Pizzeria in New Jersey a day after he allegedly doubled his appearance fee to $20,000 American dollars. But after getting roasted by the pizza joint and all of social media, Tommy showed up anyway for free. Enjoy your 15 minutes of fame, Mr. DeVito. Your Giants played the Angry Eagles on Christmas Day. They've lost 3 in a row, and they are not happy.
Yeah. Now, apparently his agent's one who doubled the fee, and the pizzeria guy said, well, we can't pay. I'm not going to pay $20,000 to sign autographs. He was going to pay him $10,000. And so Tommy, apparently not only that, he also said he's going to come back, and he's going to serve food, and all the money will go to charity.
Well,
and
good
so
for him.
He's
a
doing
good
the right
kid.
thing. He's a good kid. I think it was his agent got a little uppity on himself and trying to take advantage of the situation. And
he's been doing this. The Italian hand gesture, like this.
Yeah.
And the Saints were making fun of him. They stood over him last week.
Sure, absolutely.
Steelers receiver George Pickens said he was just trying to avoid an injury when he stopped engaging with the Colts cornerback near the goal line on the first quarter run on Saturday. He's had several incidents where it's just like he is not a team player.
Yeah.
Not a team player whatsoever. He says, I was just trying to prevent the Tank Dell situation. The same thing happened to him. And here's his quote. I ain't want to get an injury.
Okay.
Aside
from the public school education.
Well, you know where you went to school.
Well, probably Oakland or Mississippi. Sorry.
Okay, that's twice. That's 2 strikes. That's 2 strikes. You want to go for another
Just trying to fire you up.
He went to Georgia.
Oh, really? Oh, well, how proud they must be.
Did he attend any English classes while he matriculated there? I ain't want to get an injury.
Now, what did he do? I mean,
he basically stopped pushing the guy at the goal line because he thought someone's going to come behind me. There's nobody behind him. He's basically a quitter.
Yeah.
I think he quits on his team. He quits on plays because he's lazy. He doesn't want to get hurt. It's all about him. Yeah. It's me, the Terrell Owens crap.
Yeah.
I'm a wide receiver. I'm the prima donna. You ain't done squat in the NFL so far, kid. Get out there. He's got all the talent in the world. And
Randy Moss taking plays off and stuff.
When the ball's not thrown to him, he sulks. He goes, a friend of his didn't catch a pass in the end zone for 2 seasons, finally caught one the other game, and everybody ran out to congratulate him. What did George Pickens do? He went to the sideline, put his head down on the bench. Mad because he didn't get the ball.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have him on my team. Sorry. Former Georgia edge rusher Darius Smith has moved to Missouri, so he's moved on there. The Hawks visit Houston tonight. For dinner, may I suggest Le Colonial, a Vietnamese celebration of the seductive spirit and vivid flavors reminiscent of Saigon of the 1920s.
No. Nook Mom, oh, dear God.
1920s, not the 60s.
Take the varnish off a chair. Your nose hairs will disappear.
Le Colonial.
Nook Mom, oh, dear Lord.
Vietnamese restaurant.
Choi, duck,
okay, be careful. HBO's Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel coming to an end after 29 years on the air. I've watched maybe one of them.
Yeah, I haven't.
Bernard Goldberg used to be on there. I used to watch him.
I remember Bernard Goldberg.
Yeah, he's a good guy. For being such a pompous ass at times, Gumbel had a pretty good show.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. Speaking of endings, the list of famous sportsmen we've lost this year may be the most famous list ever to die in 1 year.
Oh, my God. I hadn't thought about that.
Here are some of the greats that have gone in 2023. Vida Blue, the great A's pitcher.
Yeah.
Jim Brown.
Oh, yeah.
The greatest running back ever of all time. Maybe the greatest NFL player of all time. Dick Butkus.
Yeah.
Walter Davis, the basketball player. Conrad Dobler, the dirtiest man to ever play football.
I worked with him in the 70s.
Jeff Van Note had stories about him. Yeah. Dick Grote.
Yeah.
Frank Howard,
Pittsburgh.
the masher. Yeah. Bobby Hull.
Yeah,
the Golden
hockey
Jet.
star,
Yeah. Joe Kapp, Vikings quarterback.
Yeah, queer.
Not a queer, but
no,
you called him a queer?
But no. But I was trying to think.
He punched you so hard.
No, I was trying to think of his weird. It was a weird, strange quarterback. I mean, just I'm trying to. The word won't come out. I'm telling you, the word I have will not come out about now.
He couldn't throw the ball.
No, but
wounded duck. He threw wounded ducks, but he got him to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They lost. Bobby Knight passed away this year.
That's right. Too.
Tim McCarver passed away this year. Willis Reed, the Knickerbocker, passed away. Brooks Robinson, my favorite.
Wow.
Charles White, the USC Heisman Trophy winner.
Yeah.
And Eric Montrose just passed away. So think of those teams.
amazing.
Brown, Butkus, Bobby
They
Knight.
need better.
Bobby Hall. That's just amazing in 1 year. Another woman has come forward in South Florida to claim the Dolphins superstar Tyreek Hill has impregnated her.
Oh, boy.
She's the third since he got married.
Wow. Since he got married, ladies and gentlemen.
I wonder how the wife feels about all this. And congrats, Detroit Lions fans, on a great season so far.
Yeah.
I have a message to you from the Lions people.
Ball club, yeah.
Yeah, the ball club. As your reward for sticking with the team all these losing decades, we're raising your season ticket prices anywhere from 30 to 85% next year.
Oh, my God.
They
Are
have
you
one
serious?
good year, and they've already jacked the prices up 85% for some seats next year.
Oh, I don't know how they're going to get away with that.
It's going to not go over well in Detroit.
Wow.
On this date in 2002, the Braves traded Kevin Millwood to the Phillies in exchange for catcher Johnny Estrada. And as you know, the Peach Bowl's coming up soon, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl right here in Atlanta.
That's right.
Obviously, I did not win the lottery at the Christmas party for the tickets to the Peach Bowl. Who's playing in the Peach Bowl?
Peach Bowl is University of Utah and Mississippi State.
Strike three.
No, it was in a good way.
No, that's nothing. Mississippi State is in a good way.
Oh, well, it's still Mississippi.
It's Ole Miss against Penn State.
Well, they wouldn't come out that way. I meant Ole Miss, but it was to give them a tribute of being in a bowl game.
And of course, they're going to bring Lane Kiffin's going to bring his pet dog Juice. Juice is like the star.
Yeah,
he's a social media star. Everybody loves him, and he's been talking about he can't wait to get those Chick-fil-A sandwiches when he gets here for free.
Excellent.
So the Peach Bowl put together a little package to send to Oxford for Juice to play with until he comes.
I'll be darned.
And it comes with dog treats. It comes with his own towel. It says Ole Miss and Juice Kiffin.
Yeah.
It's got a little Nerf ball for him to run around with, a squeaky Nerf ball, and 3 tennis balls with the Peach Bowl logo on it and his name Juice stamped on it. So Juice wrote back, "Thank you, Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl, for the great gifts. I'm assuming we're saving the sandwiches until I get to Atlanta."
He wants his sandwiches. They make a great sandwich.
I just had one earlier. I hadn't had one in a week.
Now, do they put a pickle on it? I'm trying to remember.
You
the
know
last
what?
time I
don't think they do anymore.
I don't think they do. The last one I got.
I love the pickle.
Oh, I do not love the pickle. I take it. I do not want pickles on my food.
I think they took it off because I don't remember having one today.
If I want a pickle, I want a pickle. I want a big kosher dill.
Oh, you want a big one to hold your hand?
I want a big whole
put in your mouth.
I want a giant Clausen dill.
Take it out of your mouth. Put it back in your mouth.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's what she said. Yeah. Anyway, that's the thing with the thing there. Oh my God. All right. Almost 5:30. Right. That's the holy crap at sports.
That's it. Yeah, I'm finished.
With Pete Davis. By the way. Anyway, we got all kinds of stuff coming up here Christmas-wise. And you'll hear Vivek talking about what should happen with the election in Colorado and Ron DeSantis responding, and it could be making a big difference in your vote. Coming up 5:30, Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. Don't go away now.
This coming election stands to be one of the biggest and most contested of our lifetime. And as the rhetoric ramps up, count on Atlanta's only conservative news and talk station to bring you the latest election news and opinions from the local and national voices you trust.
And this judge is now afraid that Donald Trump is, calling for violence again. That's nonsense.
I stand behind Trump and his ability to be able to speak about what he is being charged with because they have every right to sit there and throw out these bogus accusations.
We're proud to carry the torch as Atlanta's only conservative voice. Extra 106.3 FM and the Extra 106.3 app.
When you own a business, you know where you're going. But there's always one question on your mind. How do I get there? With Piedmont Bank as your banking partner, your business has the support and financial expertise to bring you clear answers to that question. Because the heart of Piedmont Bank is built on professional insight, experience, and personalized financial solutions. So let's start a conversation and get you to wherever there is for you. Find a location near you at Piedmont.bank. Member FDIC and Equal Housing Lender.
Step into the great outdoors with Realtree. Hi, I'm Bill Jordan, and I'm here to tell you about the incredible experiences that await you and your loved ones. Nothing brings families and friends closer than the great outdoors. At Realtree, we've dedicated ourselves to creating quality products and experiences that enhance your outdoor lifestyle. And did you know, Realtree is proudly based right here in Georgia. Our roots run deep here, just like our passion for hunting, fishing, and everything outdoors. Whether you're an experienced hunter or a novice angler, Realtree has everything you need to make your outdoor adventures a success. From an assortment of gear and apparel to expert advice and tips, we've got you covered. Visit Realtree.com to discover a world of possibilities. Whether you're planning your next hunting trip or looking for the perfect fishing spot, Realtree.com has all the information you need. Realtree helps you connect with family and friends and make memories that will last a lifetime. Realtree. Family, friends, and the outdoors.
This holiday season, make memories with loved ones at the Savoy Automobile Museum, located just off I-75 in scenic North Georgia. Immerse yourself in a world of intriguing cars and great company. Visit our 5 exhibits. And when hunger strikes, savor a delightful meal at the Savoy Cafe. And don't forget to stop by the Savoy gift shop to pick up a gift for the holidays. Create cherished moments with family and friends at the Savoy Automobile Museum, just a short drive from Atlanta. Open Tuesday through Sunday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Blue-collar business owners, listen up. It's time to revolutionize your hiring process with the Blue-Collar Recruiter. Finding the right talent for your blue-collar needs just got easier. We specialize in connecting you with skilled and dedicated workers so you can focus on growing your business. So say goodbye to recruitment headaches. Let the Blue-Collar Recruiter save you time, effort, and deliver top-notch talent directly to your doorstep. Invest in your team's success with the Blue-Collar Recruiter. Visit thebluecollarrecruiter.com or call 678-916-6145.
You've been listening to Ray Giudice for years. He's a smart guy. You know he knows DUI and criminal law. He's been in practice for over 30 years. But did you know Ray knows some of the best legal minds in the business? From labor contracts to real estate to divorce. Ray can help you through it all. He can put together the legal team you need. He's the guy you call when you've got legal questions. So call him at 404-964-4185. Ray Giudice. 404-964-4185.
Feeling overwhelmed by thinking about the holidays and the extra expense that comes with it? I know how hard holidays are when everything is more expensive and your credit cards are already pushed to the max. Now is the time to pay off that debt and get your finances under control before the holiday season is finished. And I mean, that's going to be hard, but you need the help of American Financing because they can actually do it. If you're a homeowner, American Financing can help you access the equity in your home for instant savings. Start the new year with a clean slate. American Financing is saving homeowners just like you an average of about $826 a month. Think about how that money could help your family. And if you start today, you might be able to delay 2 mortgage payments, giving you that extra cash flow to pay off your holiday spending. It costs absolutely nothing to find out how much you can save. So call American Financing, their salary-based mortgage consultants today. Call them at 800-906-2440, 800-906-2440, AmericanFinancing.net.
American Financing, NMLS 182334, www.nmlsconsumeraccess.org.
Love having a true conservative news and talk station in Atlanta? Then spread the word. Tell your family and friends to download the Extra 106.3 app and stream The Morning Extra, The Kimmer Show, and Atlanta's biggest lineup of conservative voices.
How you doing? It's only me. It's on the Kimmer. 5:35. Yeah.
We can lean on.
That's a little country tune here from the Rolling Stones. That's
well, you can lean on me.
Yeah,
yeah, we all need someone we can.
Yep. Whoop, what happened?
Yeah, gotta be careful.
There was one bad word there?
There's a few things in
Oh, my.
It's not that it's a bad word, it's the phrasing.
There you go. What's the Rolling Stones? And on this day, 1969, they went to #1 album chart in Britain with their 10th release, Let It Bleed. featuring anything you read for 5 days and won't die. Midnight Rambler. And You Can't Always Get What You Want, which was a great song. It was on that album.
Gimme Shelter's on that album.
It was the last studio album by the band to feature Brian Jones, who had died on July 3rd of that year, 1969, after drowning in a swimming pool. It was also the first to feature guitarist Mick Taylor. 1969.
It would have been very interesting to see what Brian would have done if he'd have formed his own band and done like the old Stones
sobered
stuff.
up, you mean, or because they kicked him out and whatever?
Yeah, he was really into drugs,
And one thing in history here, get on Mr. Goggle part. Ho, 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 the Christmas present that wasn't really. One tiny problem on this day in 2007, it was revealed. One of the holiday season's most popular toys was a minuscule yet highly carcinogenic problem, asbestos, found in the fine dusting powder of the CSI Crime Scene Investigation Fingerprint Examinations Kit for Christmas. Yes, the throw toy from the TV show, though the asbestos disease awareness people earlier discovered the microscopically lethal substance in the kit for the kids for Christmas, allowed kids to emulate their investigative heroes at the hit CBS TV show. It would take a month before CBS succumbed to pressure and very quietly, ordered a recall on December 20th. But of course, by then, the toxic toy, hazmat suits not included, was under Christmas trees all over America, waiting to be unwrapped by unsuspecting junior crime solvers, Mary Mesothelioma, or whatever the hell it is from CBS television. Anyway, 5:31 with a Kimmer, Pete, and Philander. Some other toys to avoid, by the way, speaking of Christmas spirit here. For example, Mr. Sparky's plug-in combustulator featuring Hello, Mr. Fire. That was what... Or Dr. Needle's eyeball sewing kit to turn those brown eyes blue. And maybe Uncle Tommy's Pull My Pony, teaching the joy of artificial insemination. Again, these are not for everybody, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just saying. 5:38. Well, they're going too far. They've kicked Donald Trump off the ballot. Be able to vote for him at all in Colorado in the primary. And among others, and now we're going to hit a kind of conflicting things here. Vivek Ramaswamy is reacting by saying, well, we should all just dump out of it, and he's calling on his friends to do the same. If you would, Flounder, here's Vivek's reaction to the Colorado court kicking Trump.
They have just tried to bar President Trump from the Colorado ballot using an unconstitutional maneuver that is a bastardization of the 14th Amendment to our U.S. Constitution. This was a provision, Section 3, that was designed to bar Confederate members, people who switched to the Confederacy, from actually being able to serve. That's very different than what's at issue here, to say the least. This is a hollowed-out husk of what the country was built on. The basic principle that we, the people, select our leadership, not the unelected elite class in the back of palace halls. That's old world Europe, not the United States. That's why I'm making a pledge today that I will withdraw, I pledge to withdraw from the Colorado GOP primary ballot unless and until Trump's name is restored. And I demand that Ron DeSantis and Chris Christie and Nikki Haley do the same thing, or else these Republicans are simply complicit in this unconstitutional attack on the way we conduct our constitutional republic. I refuse to be complicit in that. I think what they're doing is wrong. And I think it's up to Republicans to step up and stand up with a spine for our country's future. That's really what's at stake, whether we, the people, actually have a say in deciding who leads this country. Yes, it would be easier for other Republicans like me who are running in this race to say, hey, if Trump is sidelined, there's our opportunity. No doubt other candidates are probably privately celebrating with their corporate sponsors. That's not the right thing to do. I think the most useful thing that every GOP candidate can do right now is to join me in that pledge. I'll say that I will withdraw from that Colorado GOP primary ballot until Trump's name is restored. This belongs to the people, not to the unelected Democratic cabal of judges in Colorado or any other state. And I demand that Ron DeSantis and Nikki Haley and Chris Christie do the same thing, or else they're complicit in what this security state is trying to do to shut down Trump. I stand by that, and I expect them to do the right thing.
Well, he threw down the gauntlet, and guess what? First of all, Ron DeSantis went on social media almost immediately after the ruling and posted what he believed was the correct response to it, attacking what he viewed as judicial overreach. Here's what Ron DeSantis said in writing, quote, "The left invokes democracy to justify its use of power, even if it means abusing judicial power to remove a candidate from the ballot based on spurious legal grounds. SCOTUS should reverse. Supreme Court of the United States should reverse." That's what he wrote. However, Flounder captured this. This is what Ron DeSantis actually says.
The 2024 presidential candidate, Vivek Ramaswamy, saying he will remove himself from the Colorado ballot unless Trump's eligibility is restored. Would you do the same?
No, I think that's just playing into the left. I think the case will get overturned by the Supreme Court, but I've qualified for all the ballots. I'm competing in all the states, and I'm going to accumulate the delegates necessary. That's the whole name of the game.
Well, he says he's not going along with Vivek's demand or call. And there was some. Now, Flounder, you said somebody already reacted.
Yeah, Tim Pool, who's a podcaster, and I follow him on, has a lot of followers. And he said it's pretty much career suicide for him.
What? No. Well, he's betting on the fact that Vivek, his ratings are so low that nobody's paying attention to him. He attacked Nikki, and all he did was help Nikki go up while his own polls have gone down. Yeah. Basically, DeSantis is saying no one's paying any attention to Vivek Ramaswamy right now.
Well, we'll see whether it has an effect. By the way, the other reaction,
we'll see.
Nikki Haley says, we don't need to have judges making these decisions. We need voters to make these decisions. So I want to see this in the hands of the voters. We're going to win this the right way. I don't know if she's reacted yet to Vivek's demand. But again, who is Vivek Ramaswamy to demand other candidates do what he wants to do? So
he's trying to get attention to himself.
Other reactions, Chris Christie said, he said the Colorado ruling is probably premature because the former president has yet to be tried for inciting a riot. I do not believe Donald Trump should be prevented from being president of the United States by any court. I think he should be prevented from being president of the United States by the voters of the country. Well, so he had to get a shot in, which is true, and that's the way it ought to be. Now, there's some people who do this, looking at this stuff for a living. One pollster, a high-profile pollster, Frank Luntz, this guy is kind of a goof sometimes. He says the ruling will have the same impact as his 91 indictments. Trump is now even more likely to beat Biden, unquote. Also, another strategist, Scott Jennings. Every time Trump had an adverse engagement with the legal system, it's been like rocket fuel with Republican voters because it reinforces his core message that he is and has been unfairly treated since the moment he burst on the scene. Another attempt by the elites and the Democrats to stop Trump and his voters from getting a fair shake in the election. Now, for Trump haters, this is like getting drunk at your office Christmas party. It may seem like fun tonight for you Trump haters, but you're going to regret it tomorrow. Even David Axelrod, the political commentator not known for his Trump loving, says what seems like kryptonite winds up being battery packs in the GOP primary. So, here we go. Here we go. And some of the folks are rallying around him, so we'll see. I don't think, and Trump is just, what a situation. He's just sitting there, one thing after another. What next?
They're coming after him with everything. He scares them.
I think I would be exhausted. The determination of this guy, they're after him every second of every day for 6 years, 7 years?
Yeah. Making stuff up.
Oh, my God.
We're talking not just people, powerful entities coming after him.
The world.
The FBI, the DOJ,
it's just unbelievable.
A president, a former first lady.
His constitution. And he doesn't even need much sleep either. He really is a remarkable individual. Although you said you saw him from the last
I saw him
video.
A photo the other day, and I finally started looking a little bit at his age.
Well, he's 76 or 7. Anyway, wow.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah. Because he's my age. I'm 77. I think he just turned 77. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's 77. Anyway, we got Flounders Funnies coming up and Pete's tweets.
Yes.
And more stuff. And
if only there was a way to look up his age at the tip of our finger.
Well, I got to get to the library. Mom, can you drive me to the library? Oh, sorry. 5:45. That's what it used to be. Yep. Mom, ride your bike.
Morning Extra with Tug, Rhino, and Los.
I had a very leftist intern that I was working with.
Oh, gosh.
His entire point was, well, look, they won't work with Obama. I'm like, I voted for them to not work with Obama. I don't want anything going through
Absolutely.
that house. I don't
love
want
that.
one thing
That's
happening. It's
exactly
like,
right.
so when you tell me it's a do-nothing Congress, I'm like, good.
We need to have T-shirts made.
Yeah.
Do nothing Congress.
Do nothing's
Good.
fine. Good.
That's it, right, because you're not screwing it up worse
It ain't
if you're doing nothing.
My money ain't going further out the drain.
The Morning Extra. Now every morning from 6 to 10 a.m. Only on Extra 106.3.
A warm embrace on a cold winter's night. The smell of cinnamon and apple cider. The flickering dance of candles in a window. And hands, young and old, joined around the table. There's nothing like being there in person for the holidays. And your Mercedes-Benz Connection RBM of Atlanta wants to get you there safely, in comfort, and in style. Come in now during the Holiday Love Celebration for great offers on the Mercedes-Benz vehicles you've always wanted. Get an exceptional offer on a 2023 C300 sedan for only $549 per month for 36 months with $44.93 due at signing, exclusively from RBM of Atlanta in Sandy Springs. Special lease rate available only to qualified customers exclusively from Mercedes-Benz Financial Service through RBM of Atlanta Sandy Springs through January 2nd, 2024. Excludes tax, tag, title, and Georgia Lemon Law fees. Contact RBM of Atlanta for details on this and other exciting offers. Visit rbmofatlanta.com or call us at 770-390-0700 for details.
It's now days before Christmas and you're shopping for others, but there's no need to stress because they're Solomon Brothers. Whether for mom or dad, your husband or wife, you'll find the right gift for the love of your life. Now let me tell you why it's worth the drive. We have 1 carat total weight diamond set earrings for just $9.95. Necklaces, rings, watches, and more, all waiting for you. Just visit a store. And what else will you see when you do arrive? A 3 carat tennis bracelet for $29.95. There's no gift like jewelry at just the right price. So shop Solomon Brothers and you'll find something nice. But time's running out, so come see us today and celebrate this season the Solomon way. This holiday season, find the perfect gift for that special someone on your list at Solomon Brothers. So visit us today on Peachtree Road in Buckhead and on Old Milton Parkway in Alpharetta. You can also shop online at SolomonBrothers.com or on Instagram at Solomon Brothers.
Millions of guys suffer from erectile dysfunction. That's 1 in 4 men. And I can tell you, I'm one of them.
If you or someone you know suffer from ED, Peyronie's disease, or PE, here's 38-year emergency room doctor and founder of Total Body Therapy of Georgia, Dr. Eric Deal.
Patients who enter my office are often frustrated, hopeless, depressed, and embarrassed. I understand the problem, and I'm going to help you fix it. There are lots of competitors that don't have the credentials that I have. When you go to other clinics, you're not going to see a board-certified physician with the experience that I have. When you come to our clinic, you're going to see me. There's just not one therapy that can solve these complex issues. I'll do a complete history and physical prior to any treatment that we use. Take it from me, Dr. Deal. When it's not hard, it's really hard.
Call Dr. Deal for your free one-on-one evaluation and resolve your ED, Peyronie's, or PE issues. Total Body Therapy of Georgia, 404-777-1911, 404-777-1911, online at stopmyed.com.
Looking for the perfect gift for everyone on your Christmas list? Hi, this is Wes McClooney, owner of the New Balance Atlanta stores, and I invite you to do your Christmas shopping at New Balance Atlanta. Everyone needs new shoes this time of year, and they'll want stylish shoes that fit perfectly. At New Balance Atlanta, you'll find the largest selection and inventory for a specialty shoe store and every size from extra wide to extra narrow. Shop the New Balance Atlanta stores this holiday season.
Some choices are complicated, like do I get peanuts or popcorn? Thankfully, others are much simpler, like rooting for the Braves. And choosing Truist One checking. No overdraft fees. Lots of perks you can cheer for. And when your account balances grow, you get upgraded automatically. Oh, and with more than 130 Atlanta branches, you can add convenience to the list of perks too. Truist One checking. One simple choice. Brands count as of May 31st, 2023. Atlanta metro area. Truist Bank member FDIC.
Hi, this is Atlanta personal injury attorney Ronnie Mabra of Mabra Law. Not every team plays fairly or even by the same set of rules. When you've been injured in a car wreck, the legal team you choose now can have a long-lasting implication on your case. At Mabra Law, we fight to win. We built a team with the skill, the smarts, and the win record that you can trust. We fight, you win, Mabra Law.
To schedule an appointment or learn more, visit MabraLaw.com. MABRA Law.com.
The Kimmer Show is live until 6 p.m. and Extra 106.3 has the rest of your night covered with Jesse Kelly up next. Fox Across America with Jimmy Pala at 9 p.m. and The Guy Benson Show at midnight. All live on Extra 106.3 and the Extra app.
Yes. The real Beatles. The Kimmer Time Beatles, 1968. The Beatles' sixth Christmas record, The Beatles, 1968, was sent to a fan club members in Britain and the United States. It included the song Nowhere Man, sung by Tiny Tim, 1968. I'll be damned. Let's see. On History News today, Uncle Sam Wants You, 1957. On this day, Elvis Presley got his draft notice from the U.S. Army.
Changed everything.
Yes, indeed. What do you mean?
Music was not the same after that.
Well, that's where he met Priscilla when she was 14. Yeah. And by the way, she was just came out with a book, or she was on somebody's thing, and she said, for the record, there was no sex going on. No. She said Elvis was lonely. He was sweet and very lonely, and kind of I don't know whether he was really depressed or not, but he just they kind of connected together as someone he could trust and talk to. And he felt real close to her, but it had nothing to do with sex. I don't know when she finally gave it up, but it was obviously she was 14. For God's sake.
She acquiesced to his motives.
Well, baby, it's cold outside. Come on, if you try to seduce a girl, it used to be fun. It used to be, and then say,
still fun.
Anyway, well, yeah. Anyway, so and he was hanging around with the parents all the time. There were no secrets on this. It wasn't her daddy a general or something. I think like that. Anyway, so he got his draft notice, 1957. Elsewhere, 1968, speaking of the 68, his string of murders is called The Perfect Crime. On this day, the Zodiac Killer murdered his first victims in 68, 17-year-old Arthur Paraday and 16-year-old Betty Lou Jensen, Benicia, California. The Zodiac taunted police by writing to newspapers with his cryptograms. He claimed 37 murders. Police only have files on 5. His identity is still a mystery. Presumably dead, or whatever, but who knows? I mean,
good movie a few years ago. Robert Downey Jr. was in it. Good movie about it.
There have been a couple of them. In fact, one with I can't remember now. Anyway, but yeah, there've been a couple of good. Zodiac Killer, 60. What a story too, by the way. Oof. And let's see. On this day in history, 1996, doctors report a woman in Cyprus had taken fertility drugs and was carrying the embryos of 11 babies. They did not all survive. 1998, a 27-year-old Houston woman gave birth to the only known surviving octuplets. Yeah. One died a week after birth, though. And then there was only one case of a woman giving birth to non-uplets, which is 9 babies in Morocco. And they lived.
At the end of the show, can we have some uplifting things?
Well, that was good, the baby thing. Well, sure. Flounder, in fact, let's do a little. I was going to do some Christmas toys. For example, the ones you may want to avoid, the hula noose. Again, that just can't be a good try for it. Well. How about Erwin Mainway's bag of poison lawn darts? Again, these are
Neville. That plastic crap.
They were so much fun. Other way, it's like a 5-pound.
You throw them up and go, incoming!
and your skull. And jeez. Oh, God. Well, we forgot to do a little something with Flounder here.
All right, this is another one Mike gave me. This is Tim Mars. How do you pronounce his last name? Marstman. Marmston.
All right, sir.
And this is him talking about Wisconsin and dogs.
Okay.
All right. Yeah. Hey, I'm from Wisconsin. So, yeah, I'm used to being number one in a lot of stuff. None of it's that good. It's always like high cholesterol, heart attacks, cheese-related rodeo injuries. But maybe we're not that bad. I just found out that we're the only state that reimburses hunters if their dog gets eaten by a bear. Up to $2,500. Now look, I love my duck. But when he gets old, we are going hunting. And Chihuahua don't normally hunt bear. We're only going once.
Funny guy.
That's funny.
Funny guy. 5:56 with the Kimmer, Pete, and Flounder. And if you missed the very beginning of the program, I think this is pretty funny, too. A couple of days ago in Riverdale, Clayton County, seemingly, according to video, to me, I would describe her as an elderly black woman, walked into the local Waffle House in Riverdale. And she was there a couple hours. She had her Waffle House hat on, and she was a waitress, and she worked the tables. And then somebody said, gee, we saw her accessing the cash register tablet area, opened up the register, and then stole all the money and took off. Well, it turns out she didn't work at Waffle House. She was just a woman off the street. This woman walked in. She had a hat that said Waffle House over her skull cap or whatever she's wearing, and she started working with the customers. And after a couple hours, she took all the money and took off. They still don't know who it was. And the police are saying, okay, nobody knew that this woman didn't work there and she just started hanging around and then took all the money.
She was the best waitress they had. She was attentive.
She was sure paying attention to all the customers. I know that. Anyway, I don't know. I don't get any of these things. A couple of Christmas things for you, by the way. How about the 4 stages of life identified by Christmas? You believe in Santa Claus. You don't believe in Santa Claus. You are Santa Claus. And then you look like Santa Claus. Just for the record. And one of my old buddies, Shel Silverstein. One of my old buddies, a famous old, from the 50s and 60s. Oh, long time dead. Sort of a comic and poet and a writer and author.
Children's author.
I made myself a snowball as perfect as could be. I thought I'd keep it as a pet and let it sleep with me. I made it some pajamas and pillow for its head. Then last night it ran away, but first it wet the bed, ladies and gentlemen.
Your mic's on, Flounder. You're in there yawning. We can hear you yawning in the other room.
At least it wasn't a cough this time.
I think that was an editorial comment on your topic there.
There you are.
How about a peach tweet? Someone said on Facebook, okay, you don't have to play this sound. We ain't got time for that. If Santa was Southern, what would he give the naughty boys and girls? Here are some of the suggestions.
All right.
Pepsi, unsweet tea, switches, Little Debbie raisin cream pies, or deer droppings. And dear Santa, last year you got me a sweater for Christmas. This year I would prefer a moaner or a screamer.
Oh, hey, hi-oh. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm looking forward to a great Christmas, especially since I'll be flying out on Christmas Day to go into
Sure
Denver.
you will be.
And I'm going to pack a couple of toys in my pouch to take on the plane with me in the carry-on, including Dr. Kevorkian's Goodnight Grandpa kit.
Little handkerchief.
The Robert Downey Jr. Home Pharmacy. We're looking for this. It's going to be expensive. And also the Cabbage Patch Hookers. I'm going to pay the whole for the Kimmer's
local
girls. Yeah, we know them well. Anyway, it's Hump Day. It's Wednesday. Tomorrow we do it all over again, and more Christmas stuff and Christmas things.
See you next year.
And then after that, we'll see you next year.
I'll see you next year.
Well, you're going to be, oh, that's right, in person anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. I can't even imagine. Anyway, Flounder and Pete and Sully Kimmer, I got to go. You're killing me. And I lost my, oh, here it is. Look out.
The morning Morning Extra from 6 to 10 a.m. and The Kimmer Show from 3 to 6 p.m. Only on WFOM and W292EV Marietta. Extra 106.3.
For a ceasefire. I'm Lisa Lacera, Fox News. America's top diplomat says the U.S. is optimistic for a revamped ceasefire in Gaza that would free the remaining